Nope, we can't see ya.
We
That's
can't see
weird.
anyone. Everyone's disappeared. It's Monday. It's this weird
Monday,
thing.
Monday, Monday.
It's this weird thing we do on a Monday where we can't get Ed's audio to work properly.
What the heck is that?
That's Ed. Ed's been taken over. Let's read the chat.
Like, Ed, are you an alien?
God,
Mute him.
Holy sh!
How do I get
So-
my video to start video?
it's chaos already.
Please,
Professor Nez is in the building, Charlie.
Yep.
How do I change my video settings? It's saying that it can't read my video. Start video.
I had that problem. Do you have Slobs open or OBS open? Because it might be
Oh, okay.
close down that and then try it
Okay.
again. So tonight,
Yeah, that's what it is. Probably.
we are ever the professional on this channel. I must say, we do Everton starts on time, sounds on time. There she is.
Hi.
It just works perfectly. Ed's been
There she is.
taken over by aliens. So we have 4 in now. We did say we were going to limit it to 6 people. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Because I don't actually know how to cap it to 6 people, but we'll just see what happens anyway. But tonight,
Well,
I
just-
won't-
I'll just
I
bail
won't-
out.
no, you
Well, I
won't.
was gonna say I won't be staying too long. I'm going to bed in like an hour, hour and a half, something like that.
So we need some more. We're waiting for Patty Broussard to actually.
Ooh,
Yeah,
a girl.
yeah.
I like girls.
I think Patty Broussard should actually get her filthy little mitts off Trevor's behind and get her ass in here.
Ooh.
Well, you know.
Are we live already?
We are live, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Hey,
Thanks for
Professor
the countdown.
Snacks.
smash the snatch. Hang on, we gotta don't forget to smash the snatch button. Smash the like button.
The snatch button.
I do like it, but yeah, smash the snatch button.
Wow.
Nez calls it the smash button. Ours has been renamed by Charlie as the snatch button.
Professor Nez says, "Do you need your beauty sleep? Do I look like I get any kind of beauty from sleeping?"
Same here, mate. There's not much. There would take a vast, considerable amount of sleep to make this look beautiful. So there you go. But tonight we come across the idea we wanted to talk about depression.
Well, it wasn't really just depression. It's just YouTube burnout in general. Just
Mm.
how it just kind of affects you, like YouTube just freaking just can suck the life out of you sometimes,
because we've all. I mean, I know. I've been suffering since Christmas of like a case of the can't be fucking arsed, and I know you have. And how do you find off season, Charlie? When because obviously when you're in season, you're used to going and doing recordings every single weekend, but off season you must kind of get a bit. What's the fucking point? I mean, do you get like that or?
I haven't really. It's more of maybe during the season because I am recording so many shows, but I do know that if I don't record the next show, I'll probably end up regretting it.
Yeah.
That's how I get. And then I'm like forced to do it. And then I after I get done with it, I'm like, it wasn't as good because my heart wasn't in it,
Well, for me, I end up being glad I do it though, but that's me though.
I'm glad that I did it, but it's kind of like, all right, I just checked off the box. It wasn't like something I'm super proud of, like there's videos I do that I'm like, wow, I really like put everything into it. And then there's some I just kind of like, whatever, I got it done. This week was tough for me. It was very tough.
I do think it does kind of affect you, and it does. I think anyone that says it doesn't, because you, and the strange thing about it to me, and this is the ironic thing, is that you're not actually competing against anybody. It's only you. There's only the race is. Wow. The race is only with you. You know what I mean? You're not. Well, yeah, we all compete with people, but there's no one I mean, the crypto channels that I go up against, no, they don't even know I exist, so I don't matter to them. So, but it's only with you that you're competing against putting videos out. I don't know. You two feel about that, or you three? I don't know if
Well,
Ed's fixed his
my whole thing
his
is
mic.
like if I miss a Tuesday, I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed a
Test,
Tuesday.
test.
In 2 years, I have not missed a Tuesday, not once in 2 years. I mean, we give ourselves a break to go on vacation. We give ourselves a break to take off of work, but we won't give ourselves a break to take off of YouTube. I know I haven't, and I think it's wearing on me. What is going on with
I
his
don't
mic?
know. Ed, your mic keeps doing this thing where it goes.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've had to stick it on mute because it sounds like I'm waiting for this little green hand to come round the edge and just sort of do this, and then sort of do this and just start probing you. That's the sound.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to probe his snatch.
Better? No?
Yeah, it sounds better now.
Better? Test. 1, 2, 3, test.
No,
Ugh. No.
You've got something going crazy with the mic there. I don't know what it is. There we go.
Professor Ness says YouTube blues is a real thing. Sounds pretentious, but it can eat you alive if you don't take a necessary time off. I have been lagging on my part 3.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to take a time off because every time I even like breathe it, even then all of a sudden I'm rushing on a Monday to get a video out because I feel so guilty. I have like guilt. I have YouTube guilt.
I mean, Patsy's just put on as well. Patsy just said, I decided in December to take it easy in January. I haven't uploaded since January the 3rd. I think it's needed. Though I've still been arranging music with, but at a calmer pace. And I think, like I said, I think you do. It is just with you, isn't it? Because I know I am. My channel. It doesn't matter if I haven't uploaded for 3 weeks. Sometimes when I literally haven't been asked, but then when you are asked, but you still just can't be asked. That's the thing that gets me. It's like I want to put a video out, but I really can't be asked putting a video out.
I don't know. I've never not put one out. I enjoy the process when I'm really into a video where I'm like really in it. I've like really spent the time and scripted it and just, you know what I'm saying? Like I like what
I'm laughing at Nez said, "Is it the metal plate in Neil's head?" That's no, it's definitely I don't know. Ed's being abducted. Have you fixed it, Ed? It sounds like you fixed it.
I don't know.
Oh, you doubt? Yeah, there's
better.
Yeah.
So much better. So much better.
Okay. Good.
What's up?
I know. I've noticed you're using a new mic. You've got a new hat on, and are they new glasses you're wearing?
No, I wish. I need new glasses, but I wear nothing but Ray-Bans and Bausch & Lomb lenses. So
I just thought Ed
they're
had a bit of a
expensive.
makeover. Do you get YouTube blues? Do you get? I mean,
Me?
yeah.
Yeah. I get burnt out sometimes when I feel like the reward isn't worth the work I put into it like anybody else. And sometimes with work and other irons in the fire I have, I get burnt out.
I mean, you see some channels and they just don't seem to. It just doesn't seem to faze them. And I'm talking channels that have been doing it for a long time as well. And then you see other channels that it seems to be a weekly occurrence. They're having some sort of meltdown every single weekend or every single week. It's just, I mean, lately I think I've been guilty of that because I know off, how can I put it? Off screen, was it? Or it's off Discord or off, behind the whole, that's just like, I've come so close to hovering over that channel delete button, just delete it
and see, this is my whole thing. It's like, why even delete it? I still don't understand that aspect of like just deleting the whole thing. I think it should be something there of something you did, a record of what you did. It's like when you start a picture and you don't finish it, eventually might get back to it. I don't think you should delete it. That's just
I have to agree with Christine because I've never thought about deleting my channel, but I've thought a few times about throwing in the towel and just say, that's it, no more, boom. But every time I have, that someone I meet on the creek and they say, hey, Ed, I watch your videos. You're why I'm into prospecting now. I had no idea there was gold in Ohio. Or I made a sluice like yours that works great, blah, blah, blah. And it puts a fire under me ass. And I get motivated again.
I mean, I got told I did get. I think I had a meltdown. It was about maybe
2 days ago.
I was gonna go for like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I firmly got my arse fucking handed to me over Discord, and it was just like, wow, okay. And then I went to bed with a fucking right cob on. I was like, cheeky bitch, and I wasn't happy. And then I woke up and I was like, you know what, Christina's right.
I chewed him out because
man.
Because it was like one of those things. He's like, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, that's right. That's the spirit. Just go ahead and quit. That's, what, while you're at it, I haven't been feeling like doing this too. I should quit too. Just screw it. Screw YouTube. Screw it all. We're quitting. That's it. Let's just quit. I mean, nothing like the good fighting spirit, like quitting, and like, he was like, well, I'm really like, you're just being a bitch right now. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? So what? But you know what? We quit tomorrow. We'll have plenty of time to bitch about it later. So, so what? He was just like, he didn't want to hear that.
No, not at all. I didn't want to hear. But
the thing is that I'm in the same spot he's in, because like I put a lot of freaking work in it. And then all of a sudden, like I see like the views ticking up, like it was like 200, 300 views. And then the minute I get monetized, it goes back down to like 96 views. Like, where the hell did that come from? So I was like, all right, well, I'll cut off the ads. And then slowly it ticked up back up again. And it just seems like January hit and the views went down the shit again. I'm like, what? It's like, I feel like YouTube casts the little line and goes, nah, never mind, just kidding. And then they'll cast a line just to kind of get you there. Like, you're like, yeah. And then they're like, just kidding.
Oh, you almost had it.
Yeah, almost there. Just keep going for it. Just keep
I'll be
going.
faster than that.
Yeah.
Like that commercial. I got $1 for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Savage Sands has just put a good quote there. Try growing a variety channel.
Yeah, well, they've said like several times, don't do variety. You have to stick to one thing, and also, but I have to tell you what, I did go off track. The one time I went off track, which was the DIY wall, and I'm like, well, it is for your home. I have over 500 views on that, so I'm like
that video.
Yeah, I know it has over 500 views on it now, and it was like SEO was kind of garbage. The title was meh,
meh.
Meh. I didn't put a lot of effort in it. And then that's the one that got the 500 views. And then the video that I'm like, I throw all my blood, sweat, and tears, crying over up till 3:00 in the morning, making sure every tiny little thing's in. And I'm like, I get that whopping 95 views. And the SEO, like in the SEO
I'll
magic,
be right back.
the SEO magic book, it's supposedly the best, And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? And then you ask some expert and they say, oh, it's your thumbnail. And you're like, really? It's a freaking thumbnail? Give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is weird, but I think it also, it kind of passes on to everything else you do as well. It's not just YouTube. Good evening, Edward.
Good evening, Edward, he says.
Good evening, Neil.
It's just...
Good evening, good friend.
That's that. Do you know Ed? Yeah, everyone knows Eddie, don't they?
Eddie's my husband.
Eddie. I got my precious on, Eddie.
Precious.
Middle Earth ring.
Middle Earth ring.
Yeah. It's nice. I like it.
I could have made you one.
This is made from a bloke in England too.
Is he as small as me and is actually from Middle Earth?
Hey, guess what? You're going to Frisco.
What's Frisco?
I was getting I've been getting taunted over the last couple of days over my height because I'm apparently vertically challenged, which I'll cope with it. I got cold from. I think somebody did say I was from Middle Earth as well. Or I wasn't tall enough to be from Middle Earth. I think that was.
I said you're from Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Actually, the quote came from you. I heard you say it before, so that it stuck with me because you said you were from Middle Earth. Are we saying hi to you, Eddie?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, but no, it is. I think you do get.
Neil is from Middle Earth.
I'm just from Middle. We haven't decided whether it's Earth or not yet. It's just the middle.
Just the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
But I just don't know how you get over it. Like, how do you get your mojo back? Like, how do you just fight through it? Is that what you do? You fight through it, or do you take the time off? I'm afraid that if I take the time off, my fear is if I take the time off, that I'll be like, I don't want to go back to it. You know?
I'm kind of like that. I'm like, if I don't, I didn't have a video last week, but luckily for me, I done them weird live streams. Which kind of worked, which it'll start again straight after this tonight. But it's kind of last week I just kind of looked at the crypto market last week, and I was just like, nah, it's all shite. It's all just shite. It's every single one of them. It's just that's shite, that's shite, that's shite, that's going nowhere, that's costing people. It's just shite. There's nothing in here that I want to do a video, and I was looking through it yesterday, and I was just starting to look at things, and I literally found 2 projects that are just brilliant, and they literally are brilliant. One of them is, which I'll be doing a video on tomorrow. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, if you are of a Christian nature, not that I am, by the way. Sorry, but I don't want to offend any Christians. I'm probably the most ungodly person you'll ever meet in your life. But in Liverpool, there is some sculptor has made a thing called the Knife Angel, and it's outside the cathedral in Liverpool, and it's an angel, and it's made out of all the knives that have been used in crimes. They've actually put all the knives up to some good, and that's a picture of it. If I can get it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Knife Angel. So I'm taking me mum, me, Emma, and my mum and dad are going to see the Knife Angel tomorrow. But we're also going to be going through. I mean, the cathedral in Liverpool. Whether you are spiritual or not, it's just one of them places that it's just wow. And it's literally a church that is just. It will blow you away. It's humongous. Do you expect to see? I don't know. Christian Reddy is in the building.
Hello, Mr. Reddy. I'm so glad.
Everybody.
Can I tell you, Mr. Reddy, that I think your channel is doing great, and I think that
Thank you.
I think that you have done really great things on it, and I think that your growth is outstanding. And
Thanks, Christine. I really appreciate that.
And I'd like to say, your channel is it astronomy or astronomy? I can't decide which one it is.
Is it astronomy or what?
I was just taking the piss out of Andrew Cann yesterday because he didn't know what your channel was, even though it says Launchpad Astronomy.
When he said that, I was like, "Is that for real?" Because it says astronomy right in the title. I'm like,
and then he said Launchpad Astrology, and I was like, "Pardon?"
Yeah,
Did I hear that right? And then you put
it was funny because
he just Khan.
Exactly. He gigged me. I typed in Can and it autocorrected to Khan.
Yeah.
K-A-N. And he was like, it's Can, not Khan. And I'm like, I know. Okay, so let's see your channel. Launchpad Astrology. Okay, fine. I'm like, you just did the same thing, dude.
He's done exactly the same thing, which was quite.
Maybe he did it on purpose.
Well, he did say that he did it on purpose, but I don't think he did. I really don't. I don't think he did it. So I think it was a slip of the tongue. It was quite funny. But you have, I mean, you are. There's certainly no depression at the moment within the Camp Christian. Not that you're at camp. I'm not saying you're at camp.
But I've been there and I've done that and I struggle with it too. So I get.
You get the burnout. You've had it though, because you've said it before.
I've had like flat out depression.
Me too. I was in bed for 6 months, so I get it.
I take medication for that stuff. I have to.
I don't think there's anybody when you talk to people like again, behind the scenes, or when you kind of get to know people and you suss them out. I don't think there's many creators, especially even in our Discord. I don't think there's many people that haven't come to a point where they've just gone, do you know what? What's the fucking point?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think we've all. I mean, I've had it a few times, and say Christian, we've all, we've all been on the dribble pills at one point of our life, and
You really
The
are.
dribble pills.
Yeah.
But I think some of that has to do. I find that people that are creative people have, because we're so emotionally connected to things, that's why we get so affected that way. That's how I feel, is that it doesn't seem to happen to the people that are not like real sensitive towards people or sensitive towards things, that they can just go through life and be fine and they don't understand it. It's those creative people that are in tune with sensitivity that seems to really affect them, because that's why I had to turn off the television. I had to turn off the news. It depressed me so much because there was nothing but, and then you go on social media, it was negative. You turned on the news, it was negative, and you couldn't get out of it. So it actually affected me even more. So I had to turn off that television.
I don't actually listen to news, and I have this argument with my dad. Not an argument. I have the discussion with my dad all the time, and he goes, "Oh," because my dad is he's of the generation of, he gets up in the morning, he watches the news, he goes and buys the newspaper, he reads the newspaper from back to front, comes home, turns the news on, watches the news at 10, and it's just like, Dad, it's 90% of it is just bullshit that they want you to know. I don't think a lot of it. Call me. I mean, I'll go and put my tinfoil hat on if you want, but I do believe that a lot of the news out there, especially, I mean, I know myself from Liverpool. Where's my kiss?
Oh, Eddie, he wants your kiss. You gotta kiss him.
I know from Liverpool, when some of the things, obviously because I work in the city and I'm a DJ, and some of the things that go on, and you know some of the trouble that's gone on, and 3/4 of it doesn't even hit the news, and I'm talking shootings, stabbings, and it doesn't even make the news. And it's like, I got onto it a couple of years ago and thought, if the local news is doing this, what's national news covering up? What things are they telling us that they don't want us to hear, or they want us to hear?
I don't know if it's so much about covering it up. I think it really is more about.
Well, they only have an hour. Like, what are you going to put in there?
24 hour. I mean, it's like there's like a modern day
Family Man,
whatever, of what is newsworthy and what's worth talking about, and they just miss so many things, largely because, like, here in the United States, we are very insular. We really don't, as a nation, as a people, we really aren't very well informed as to what's going on around the world. And that's outside of the U.S. And I think that's just because we, just the way, part of it's the way our media is structured, and our culture is structured. We're so insular. So we pay more attention to politics, or who's winning who's winning the week, or who's winning even the morning or the afternoon winning, in terms of politics. It's such a,
I just think that when the morning news started to add the trending topics on social media, I was like, "What? How is this newsworthy?" The trending topic is now Kim Kardashian's butt, or that she's pregnant, and then they spent 5 minutes on that when they could have been talking about something a lot more positive, like some kid donated all their lunch money to buy food for children. Like, there's so many other good things in the world. I don't know. I just. It depressed me because of how, but I'm sure it's not, I don't really believe that the way that the news is structured is really how the world is really working, and I like to see it in my everyday life, like the real things, the real life stuff, and I felt like I was kind of closed off when I was listening and watching the news all the time. I feel more focused now than I did when I was watching TV.
No, I agree. I mean, it can, really lock you up.
It gets, and I think as well, when you get into that mindset of like, oh my God, it's just the world is just shit. Then doing things like, I mean, 90% of us do YouTube for fun. It's all free. We don't get paid for it. It's a form of us to outlet a bit of creativity we've got inside of us to to do something that, you know, hopefully that one day that, you know, a percentage of us will get paid for and we will earn money from and things like that. But when you get so attached to things that are going on outside, it's hard to bring it over to YouTube and be all like, hey, this is, you know, it is. I mean, I know Beanie, you. I mean, last year you didn't upload for a while, did you? You I think you were the same. You know, everyone is an expert at that situation, but it's how do you come back from it? When do you get to the point where you go? I mean, when do you get to the point where you just decide, right, I need to start making content, or just scrap it altogether?
Well, for me, my story was that I just came back when I felt like it. I didn't like tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone that I left, and I didn't tell anyone that I returned. Basically, my video told everyone that I returned, especially for my 6-month hiatus.
Yeah. Jordan, that time, did you enjoy not doing videos, or did you not even think about it? I mean,
I was working on a video. Like, it's kind of like what's happening now with this I think with me, the longer the video is that I'm working on, the more it sort of, I don't get burnt out from recording. I get burnt out from like editing. So if the video takes too long to edit, I'm just like, I don't really want to do it. And then I just kind of work on my thumbnails and SEO in the background. But I'm just like, eh.
I mean, you do a ridiculous. Sorry, you do a ridiculous amount of editing though, and not that it's not needed. I'm not saying you do it because it's like you do. I mean, I've seen you for hours on Twitch, like doing a 15-minute sequence, and it's like, wow, this guy. I mean, I do like basically zero editing. I mean, I moan about it. I moan that I've got to cut the beginning of a video, put an intro thing in, do the video, cut it, and put the outro. And I moan. It's like, it takes me 30 seconds. And I'm like, oh, I'm fucking sick of editing today. It took me 5 minutes. I'm burnt out.
I like editing.
But with me, I was when I actually had 10,000 subscribers. So I was getting lots of comments, and I was actually avoiding my comments as well, because I was like, I don't want to deal with the responsibility of why I'm not uploading. So I'd also ignore all the comments. I'm just like, I don't want to read it, don't want to deal with it. And so yeah, just kind of, that's why I was so far behind on all my comments for about 6 months, because I just wasn't reading them.
Wow. But you were in a totally different place. I mean, you had a major tragedy that happened in your family, and you did let your subscribers know that happened. I think that's where forgiveness is there, you know, like people. But if you just plop off the face of the earth like you've been plucked out by aliens, I don't think they're as forgiving, because they don't know what happened, you know.
Speaking of aliens,
I know
there's a small person.
Yeah, boy, you're being video bombed.
Yeah. Well, she
bombed.
Yep, she is a winner. She actually took first place champion in gymnastics this week.
Wait a
minute.
What was your score? 37.1? 37.7.
I'm proud of you,
score.
But more than that, she's actually gained us 2 chicken dinners in PUBG this week through killing the last person.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Look at this winner. Look at this winner doing the winner dance. Look at the wild winner back there. Can she hear us, or is it all in?
No, it's all in here. She can't hear anything. She'll go look at herself on the YouTube.
All right, well done.
She just went. She winked her eye out that.
Wait, what?
All right, she heard some of it. Okay.
Oh, I didn't need to.
Concerning. Yeah, that's the right word. Concerning Sydney's gym stuff. Don't know she's doing when she's doing the nationals. She
was at nationals.
Wasn't there another one coming up?
Placed 6th in nationals, and then she'll have no, was that regionals? Oh, it was nationals, and then she'll have regionals again, and she's got a few big ones coming up. So
where's the next step from what she's doing now?
Well, she, she's not training to be an Olympian. She's training to get a college scholarship. That's what she wants to do. If she wanted to be an Olympian, she already told me, she goes, if I wanted to be an Olympian, I would have already had to be up several levels at this age. And I'm not at that point. And
really?
she goes, Yeah, she said, well, and then not only that, like she's at a level 8. She should, if she wanted to be an Olympian or even be thought of, she should be like at a level 10.
But when you see the videos like on your Facebook and things like that, it's like, man, she's like, the kid has got no fear. It's like, it's, you know, she's on the like the double bars and she's swinging around, and it's just like, oh my God, I would be shitting my pants doing that. I wouldn't even get on it, you know. And it's like she just does it like a duck to water.
Yeah, she's a good kid and she's smart, and it's so funny because she's so like all and everything she does, except when she gets to the point where she's competing, and then all of a sudden she's like something changes, like that little flick, you know, and then she does her little thing, and it's amazing. She's good.
When the competitive edge takes over.
What'd you say,
when the, wait a minute, who?
Oh, I thought Beanie said something. Go ahead, Charlie. Go ahead.
That's pretty much when the competitive edge takes over.
I think it's that, and she just, you know, she trains 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. So I think that comes from that.
Kids just deal with it better, though, don't they? I mean, and you get.
Oh, I've seen her melt down.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen her melt down wanting to, you know, do backspins and, you know, double flips on a bar that's this wide, you know, where we adults, you know, the wiser ones of the world, we melt down over putting a 5-minute video out a month or a week, and it's like kids just, and then they have a meltdown, and then next thing it's like, okay, fine, let's just do it, fuck it.
I wasn't like that as a kid.
No?
Nah, I'm pretty much just, in terms of meltdowns, I'm pretty much the same as I've always been. I just cut myself off from everyone for a long period of time. But it's just like, it's my way of dealing with, like, you know, stuff in my head. I need silence, and then I come back in my own good time. I don't know what other kids are like.
See, as a kid, I was always the one in trouble. I was always the one up a tree. I was always the one where I shouldn't be. I was always the one getting dragged in for things that I wasn't connected with, but someone somewhere thought that, you know, let's drag Neil in because he will have something to do with it somewhere down the line. You know, and to be honest with you, not much has changed. There's not much changed. It's I don't know what to say. This YouTube blues, as we've christened it, or it gets called. I just don't know where. I just want to know: do you wake up one day and just go, "Okay, let's do videos again"?
Yeah, I think it is. Like I've noticed a lot of people they just go away. They're like, nope, don't want to deal with it for a few weeks. With me, I didn't want to deal with it for like a few months, and then I'm just like, you know what? I feel like publishing and get like it's. With me is because I was watching so many things from Nick Nimmin, Roberto Blake, and all them. I was still in the community, and I'm just like, and also because it was you and Hybrid Still, like the video that you guys did, and then the vid summit. I'm like, I kind of feel like getting involved in the community again. That's why I just published the video and just went for it.
Michael Daniels just said, if I ever feel like I don't want to create, I look at folks that can't do or are underprivileged folks, and it motivates me to keep going. Yeah. I know, but it's like a bit different there. Yeah, because it affects you in a whole different way. I mean, it isn't just that, oh, I don't want to do it. It's like you feel like you can't do it. Like everything's not working your way. And it's like you're in your own head and nothing's working out right. Like I had this video today, like my mouth is moving one way and the audio isn't lining up. I've never had that happen in my life. And I'm like, I think it's just the gods telling me just not to freaking do video this week. Just forget it. You know, like I totally lit into him because I was like, screw this, blah, 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 because I've never have recorded on OBS before. And it was a suggestion from my friend to record on OBS by using this background for my video this week. And I'm like, forget it. I didn't want to do a video this week anyway. Screw this, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay. And he was like, okay, this is how we're going to handle it.
Take it to Tuesday. He didn't do
yeah, I did it.
Oh,
I got it done.
It's being done. Okay. It's being done. It wasn't getting done. It nearly wasn't getting done. It was getting scrapped.
And I said, forget it. I didn't want to do it. And
then this soothing voice from over the pond came in and calmed the situation down. And it was quite funny as well because when we were having the conversation and she was literally like, I've done it. And I was just like, okay, let's just calm down. And I'm thinking, in the back of her mind, she just wants to tell me to shut the fuck up. Just shut up and just go and drink bleach or something. Just
But you know, and the thing is that like again, I've never recorded on OBS, and I hit the wrong button, and instead of push record, I pushed start streaming, and all of a sudden it looked like I was having trivia night on a Monday in the middle of the afternoon, and I was like, whoops, and I had to hurry up and make that private immediately. I was like,
damn, we missed the point.
Yeah, you missed a point.
Brandon didn't even get the point either again.
Yeah, Brandon put in the chat. He's like, "Oh, I got a notification that trivia night was today. What was up with that?" I was like, "I didn't mean to do that."
But what? I don't know. I don't even know what that problem you had with OBS was today, because the first 3 clips you recorded were perfect,
fine,
and then you recorded 1, 2, and 3, which were fine. The lips were synced, the lot, and then you recorded 4,
6, 7, 8, and 9 were messed up.
Yeah, and
6,
then
7, 8, 9.
And then 10, 11, 12, 13, they were all perfect. It was just the clips in the middle that you'd recorded. It was the audio was off by like half a second.
I think that's a problem with OBS. Sometimes it happens. That's why there's so many tutorials on how to resync your audio in the OBS.
That's why I use slobs to record in. That's why, because we did have the conversation of when it was like, I am not fucking recording a video today. It's not getting done. And it was like, okay, well, just open slobs and let's just. And it was like, if you're fucking getting me to open this to record a video, you can shove it up your ass. I was like, no.
I said I'm not recording another thing. I am done. I'm so done. I didn't want to do it today anyway. And then you're forced me to do it, and then I'm doing it, and I'm done.
Is it done?
And then it's almost done. I mean, there's some like little things I gotta fix it, but
winner chicken dinner.
Yes, winner chicken dinner. But I mean, I really didn't want to do it this week, and I have been uninspired, unmotivated, I'm depressed about YouTube a little bit. You know,
Well, what depresses you about YouTube at the moment?
That's how far I got on my video.
Because I'm kind of playing the group counselor here. I kind of feel like sometimes.
Well, you've been in it longer than any of us. I've been doing this for like 2 years. The first year wasn't really serious about YouTube. The second year, I definitely got a lot more serious about it. I just sometimes I wonder why, like,
is it more of a case of?
I just don't understand why some videos like do good and why some don't, and like. Why some resonate with others more than others, and then you do the whole like back end analytics and spend hours in that I almost feel like wormhole of analyzing a video and finding out where people drop off and what was it that you said at that moment that made them go away, and maybe you should have put an animation there, and then I'm like, how much time has been wasted over analyzing these videos?
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, and like,
and then you get some person jumping in like claiming, oh, I've been doing all these other niches for all these years, and then I decide I'm going to just become a realtor for a year, and then claims all these big numbers.
It happens, and I don't understand. Like I always want to see what other people are doing, especially in my industry, and if they're making videos and stuff. And I always try to like reverse engineer how they do their business, and it gets.
That's why I ignore the art niche. I don't watch videos in my own niche because it makes me feel that way. It makes me start going, what am I doing? What aren't I doing that these people are doing? That's why I watch like stuff like you and Neil, because that way I can still see what other people are doing, but it's not like I'm not comparing my videos to your videos because they're completely different.
Well, I quit a Facebook group that had nothing but real estate videos in it because it was very clicky. It was very very clicky. There was there was a core group of 7 people, and every time they put out a video, it was like they farted gold. And then if anybody else put a video, they were kind of like, well, maybe you should have done this and maybe you should have done that, and I wasn't in that key group. And whenever I put something, they would never even comment. They just give me a little you know, like a little thumbs up. They would not even make a comment about it. So I'm like, you know, it's supposed to be a, you know, constructive criticism group. How come you don't have anything to say? You know, like I want to get better too. If you felt like something needed to be fixed.
Unless the whole thumbs up was their way of saying, I don't know, I don't think there's anything I can say to make it better. It's already pretty damn good.
Right. But, you know, and like if I was to say anything about one of their videos, they're like, you're jealous. You know, like, oh, you know, we just don't, you know, we have different styles. Like, I'm like, well, I was just saying because it was kind of long, you know, maybe you should kind of cut it off a little bit. I wasn't saying that your video was shit, you know, I don't know. So after a while, I got so sick of like hearing that and it made me depressed about that. So I just quit the group. Yeah. And for some reason, I still get notifications. Like I can't get rid of them.
I only watch one.
There.
I only watch one crypto channel. That's there's only one channel that I watch, and it's I watch him because he doesn't give advice. You find a lot of the other crypto channels are like, oh, you need to invest in this. This isn't financial advice, by the way, but you need to invest in this. If you don't invest in this, I'm not telling you to invest, but you'll be sorry.
Don't do it.
You know, you'll be sorry. But there's one guy I watched which is called Data Dash, and he's great. He just goes through what's going on, what's in the news, and he's a qualified financial advisor. He's only a young lad, but he's been in and around stock markets and trading and traditional trading all his life, and he knows. You know, he goes on a tangent sometimes, and he doesn't. He just gives you the information and tells you what he thinks, but the rest of them are just. Yeah. They just annoy me so much. It's just, but people buy into the bullshit. That's what annoys me more.
Yeah, no, I don't actually. Oh, sorry, Christian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'll just say quickly. You know, Christina. I mean, I can imagine how that must feel like being kind of like, you know, whatever. You know, go away. These are your colleagues, right? These are your peers. These are the people that you would really like to have their appreciation and support, as well as you like to be able to support them. However, you know, if you Google, right, real estate Ascension Parish, who comes up? You know, if you go on YouTube and you search real estate Louisiana, who comes up, right? In other words, you're actually doing what they are not doing. They are not hitting it. And I know you don't need this pep talk. I'm just simply stating a fact. But that's the key thing. It's like, if they want to be cliquey and they want to just sort of say, well, you know, whatever, thanks, you know what? Good. Now they're not your problem. Now they're not the people you have to worry about. You're like, fine, no problem. Good. Keep doing what you're doing. Because I mean, honest to Christ, you're just crushing you're knocking it out of the park.
I guess I just don't feel like that, you know, like, you know,
right. It doesn't always feel that way.
I have to agree with Christian.
Yeah.
Christine, because your last video that I saw where Neil did the voiceover, it flowed so well. And
thank you.
Neil did a great job. I think you did a great job producing it.
Can I just say as well, it's the end of the road.
Yeah, Neil and I did our last collaboration today.
We've officially broke up.
We broke up. I told him this is it. No more for a long time.
Your voice is too good for the channel.
Why aren't you going to do any more?
She won't pay. She won't pay me what I want. I mean, basically, I've said to her I want at least a packet of jelly beans, and she's refused. I just think, I think it's quite mean, and I think it's quite selfish, and as well as helping her do voice things on the videos. I do the majority of the day babysit her daughter as well, and it's to be honest with you, I think a packet of jelly beans was not a lot to ask for, but no.
It's reasonable to me, but those real estate people, man, they're tough. They're
just bitches, just bitches.
And not only does it affect you, it affects Trevor.
Fucking, it's like dealing with a fucking smiling assassin. That's what it's like.
But I did just want
She's gonna shoot a jelly bean at you from a slingshot.
I'm not used to his criticism.
But I did just want to come back and just finish up one quick thought here, and that is, So, hey, Christine, I'm telling you about all this stuff about your videos, right? Which are absolutely 100% true and undisputable. However, it doesn't mean that you don't feel that you don't hear that and you go, oh, great, now I got to live up to that. Now I got to go ahead and do that. It's like, I can understand how it can totally have like a backfire effect. So,
just before you decide to leave us and go on your travels home, which you will be soon, because I can see the clock in the back room is getting to going home to Mama Bear. There was something mentioned in Andrew Can's stream last night when you were getting the review about doing basic astrology. Is that something you've ever thought of? And I know you got look at him, he's fucking. Oh God, here we go.
Get him, Christian.
Very,
Get him.
very.
I'm just I'm being fucking serious. I
said basic astrology.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I look up there, right? To me, there's a fucking moon, right? And every one of them stars is the International Space Station because they all fucking move, right? And the ones that move quick are aliens. I don't know what the fuck's fuck up there. You know, I'm just saying from an idiot like me's point of view.
No. You said astrology.
Oh no,
astronomy then.
Oh, okay. I thought that's why I was.
No, sorry.
I thought you were.
I noticed that also.
No, that was a pure slip of the tongue. But just like basic astronomy, it's because I've got it in my head. Mate, once I get a word in my head, I can't get it out. Custom cabinetry is one of them now. I use custom cabinetry for everything I'm describing in life, and that's thanks to her, because everything is customized cabinetry. But no, it's like, you know, he said it last night. Do you do any like basic, you know, astronomy ones? And I thought that's a good idea because
actually, I do.
You do.
I do. I actually have those. I actually have those videos of you know, the sky and how to make sense of it, and how to understand the motions of the sky and how that depends on where on Earth you are. I actually break all that down. I have a playlist on my homepage, on my channel, rather, just called The Sky. You know, they're earlier videos. They're videos that I started doing for my students, but that breaks it down. Now, saying that, yeah, I will be going back and updating them at some point, just because, you know, I've gotten a little bit better at the hang of YouTube, and you know,
a little bit better.
I could, yeah, I can do it better. I can do a lot better now.
I mean, it's gone from astrology to astronomy. That's
it was never astrology. That's the problem. Anyway, oh, by the way, if you ever watch the Orville, the show, the Orville, I love that show. It's like Star Trek. You know, it's like the best version of Star Trek I've seen since The Next Generation.
I hate Star Trek.
See, that's what you're wrong. Anyway,
so now we see where
oh boy, here we go.
You're wrong, but that's okay. But they had this fantastic episode where they go to a planet and they discover that, you know, two members of the crew visiting were born under the wrong sign, the sign that's always associated, their astrological sign that's always associated with violence. And they're like, you're a criminal. And this whole culture, like this whole government is like, it's like a theocracy. Except their religion is astrology, right? You know, so it's an astrologicacy, whatever it is. Anyway, the point is that they have these draconian laws, and it's a great show because I love how it basically takes something, particularly something that's anti-reason and you know, not necessarily anti-scientific, but just anti-reason, and nothing that's borne out by experiment, and people cling to it and they believe that it must be true. And they just
racism.
What's that?
Sounds like racism.
Racism? No,
Yeah,
it's not racism.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like that same kind of principle. It's like they take something that really isn't true and they make it so it is true, and then like people start believing that because it's not real, you know, like because that's exactly what they're indoctrinating.
Right. But it feels good, you know. It feels good, so, right? Or you know, and they
racism feels good.
Well, you know, for people who hate other
joking.
Races,
fuck's sake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's taking the piss, is like he said.
Yeah.
Taking the piss. You're taking the piss. Now, I got to say one more thing, then I got to go. I got to say one more thing. Beanie. I was totally shouting you out, everybody. I was shouting you out because in my Sky playlist, I talk about the what stars and things like that we can see from different latitudes. And I told my students, you know, this is my first night of class, and I told them, oh, I have this YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. And I said, so I'm showing them what the sky would look like, you know, down under, right? And I said, hey guys, I've got a friend of mine who's got this great YouTube channel called Beanie Draws. He draws dinosaurs and stuff like that, but he's in Australia, right? So he looks at the stars and he says, good day, mate. I see the Southern Cross, mate.
Yeah.
And that was my, and I told them, I said, that's my Australian impression. And they were loving it. They thought,
you didn't have the Southern Cross over there, do you?
No, we don't have a Southern Cross. You know why?
Because you're not in the Southern.
So hang on, do you have different stars to us?
I don't know. Is the Southern Cross? Can you see the Southern Cross in Europe? I mean, in the UK.
You can see it, and you can't see it from the UK. You can. The Southern Cross will just be above the southern horizon certain nights of the year, if you are in like the tropics, basically. Okay. So you can get down to like 20, 25 degrees north latitude, then you can start to see it. But yeah, otherwise you really have to see it. It's so close,
like smack bang up there for me.
Yeah, it's so close to the south celestial pole that, you know, that's why it's called, you know, Crux is the name of it. But anyway, I was telling them, I said, you know, so my friend Beanie, he says, "G'day, mate. I can see the Southern Cross." You know, I was doing like this purposely bad Australian accent, you know, and I don't know.
To be honest with you, I thought that was a better Australian accent than Beanie's.
I'm too posh.
He doesn't speak Australian, but he is very posh. He's borderline English. He's from the Tudor era. So is this a new class of students you've got now?
Yeah, the semester started today. I'm teaching.
They asked for study guides?
No.
Oh boy.
I told them, no study guides. You know.
What's your first impressions of it? I mean, you know what? Don't answer that one because.
No, it's okay. They're not here. No, actually, they seem pretty cool. I'm really happy with this. In fact, both classes so far have been great. One more class that I'm introducing myself to tomorrow. That's a Tuesday, Thursday class. We'll see how that goes. But so far, fingers crossed. This looks like it could be a cool semester. It looks like I got some pretty well-adjusted kids to.
Is there more in the classes than last year, or do you have the same amount of students?
Same amount. All of the classes are filled up, so I've got about 50 in my Monday, Wednesday class, 60 in my Tuesday, Thursday class, and 30 in my Monday class.
That's good, that. And it's all on astrology.
No, it's not on astrology at all.
Do you use your channel as the weekly homework? Going, okay, I want you to watch these videos and tell me what you've learned from them.
That's how he's growing. He's like, right, next week we're going to do a test. The first 5 people to come in who have got 10 subscribers to this YouTube channel get an A.
What I do is I put up PDFs of my slides. We have a thing called Blackboard. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's like a college learning system, and you put, you know, anyway, every week I create a folder and I say, okay, guys, here's PDFs of all of my slides. And here are the corresponding videos of my YouTube channel where I discuss what's in these slides. So I'm giving them like a second opportunity to catch my lesson, because I know it's kind of hard for people to kind of get their heads around.
I would do much better on videos, watching videos, than I would like sitting in a classroom.
That's why I do.
When I'm in a classroom, this is all I hear is wah 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 wah.
Yeah, and
for
some reason I learn a lot better. I've always been that way.
I'd love to sit in on one of your classes. I'd love to, and this is not me being a funny ass, by the way. I'd love to watch you teach.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to, because you know, you see, because obviously when we all first met, it was like, oh my god, that's Christian. He does the, you know, this launch pad, and you just
know who he was.
Yeah,
give Christian Reddy, we were like, who the hell is that? And somebody said,
I
oh,
know.
it's Launchpad Astronomy. I went, oh.
Yeah, but you did. I mean, you did, and I'm using this very loosely. You did have this persona. It was like, he's very serious. He does because you do serious stuff, and then you know, after time goes by. I mean, we had the whole telephone incident with Beanie.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a couple of incidents where we've seen the cracks, and it's like this. I mean, and you do have a wicked sense of humor, and I just think I think your classes would be fun. You know what I mean? And I do think they'd be fun, and as well, you get to watch the videos as well, which that must help students.
I'd like to think so. I mean,
do you remember when Christian got 1,000 subscribers? That was like a month ago.
Yeah. Last week.
Last week, yeah.
Last week, and he's nearly having an epi online. Oh, I'm not out of 1,000. A couple of weeks later, it's like, I've just hit 4,000, guys.
Yeah.
What are you on now?
He's like 4,000.
He's almost at 5,000.
Yeah.
Cunt.
4,644. That's what we need to do. Every live stream, we need to start with Creator Chaos's Where's Launchpad at?
Yeah.
Yeah. We should have like a countdown of like whenever it turns over at each subscriber during the stream.
One of those live ones like they did for D and Nick.
Yeah.
But you talk about anxiety and depression. I'm not saying that depresses me. It's just talk about anxiety, like, am I growing fast enough, or my
pressure?
Oh, shut up! God, I would be like so happy. I mean, like if I got that in that amount of time, give me a break.
Well, to emphasize on that point, though, I was thinking this. Christian mentioned something earlier that I was gonna bring up, but it's like one of those a slightly longer thought process. But another reason why I had a period of not posting is because once you get to not wanting to flex sizes or anything, but once you get to a certain size of a channel and your videos start getting a certain size in viewership, you kind of get scared that are these videos even good enough to be shown on my channel anymore? It's like, and not like as in going, oh, it's like, okay, views don't matter, but to the point it's like, okay, if I post this video, and my subscribers going to judge me, going, oh, your last video was a bit better than this one. This video, your editing wasn't as good in this one, and you start worrying, going, okay, is a half-assed video that I didn't feel like posting this week, but I wanted to put something up, so here's a half-assed video. It's like, I guess the point when you have like a fair few amount of subscribers and views, it's like, okay, am I going to get really harshly judged now?
I don't even have that many, and I feel that way. There's videos that I put out that I'm like, I'm not very proud of, but I'm like, but I made my Tuesday deadline, and I mean, I put one out last Tuesday and it had 35 views. I took it down. I haven't had I haven't had a video that low in views in 2 years, so I took it down.
What video got just 35 views?
It was a listing video that I had done. It was just music and everything.
Was that last week?
Yeah, I took it down.
That it might not have actually been your the video's fault or your fault, because YouTube last week, there was even Jacksepticeye had this happen to him. He posted a video, he published it, and it actually didn't show up on his channel at all for an hour or two. So he pulled it down and then had to republish it. So maybe try and republish it this week and see how that does for you.
Maybe, yeah, because I had my other one I posted on Thursday. People didn't get it until Saturday. They were like, oh, this came out, but I saw that it was posted on Thursday. And I was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
YouTube have got major problems at the moment, and they're not acknowledging it, except for when they go, oh, they'll make a little tweet, reply to someone going, oh, yeah, we're aware of this, but they don't make this mass going, okay, you might be experiencing some problems at the moment. Here's what's going on.
Well, that one I posted on Thursday was not even on my channel page on Saturday. It wasn't even there. And I asked Nick Nimmin about it. And he's like, what video? Is it the one that you did? Oh, I see that you did one that's got some Egypt stuff on it. I'm like, no, I posted one with a swimming pool. He's like, no, it's not on your channel page.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of glad I haven't published anything yet. I might even wait a month just to make sure that if I do publish for the first time in a month or two, it'll actually show up to people.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. And like even my live streams, like normally on Thursday nights, I will post it like 30 minutes beforehand so people can talk in the chat.
Yeah.
And nobody shows up. And then like once it goes live, then people start coming in periodically and they're like, I just got the notification. Or they say, I didn't get a notification. I just knew that you were gonna be live.
Yeah.
Now,
well,
you know?
for the last Nick Nimmin stream, he usually like has a video. It's usually there at least half an hour before it's ready to go. And my video is out of sync for some reason. But like the last stream that Nick Nimmin did, it was he's usually like at least an hour. Like he has the video ready to go an hour before the live stream starts. But I was checking up for like even a minute before it happened, and the only way I could actually get access to the live stream was when he was like already live for like 2 or 3 minutes. So I think that's just it's like affecting videos. It's affecting like live streams. Or maybe there's like a huge delay in that.
That's been 2 weeks. For the last 2 weeks, I did live streams. People that normally would be waiting ahead of time because they'll talk and wait. Like I'll have a good like 5-7 people in there waiting and talking to one another before the stream starts. And I had nobody. I had one person or two, and that's it. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. Well, it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago that that Dean Nimmin, he was live streaming and none of his notifications were going out. So all the chat, normally he gets like what 100, maybe 100, 150 views, and he was lucky to get 20 or 30 viewers in. So we're just like, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, our notifications don't work, so do we have to ask everyone to, we can't retweet because the automated tweet notifications they're taken away now, because that's more important than getting videos actually out in people's subscriber boxes.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I don't the
automatic tweet thing.
I've never used it, but I don't. It's one of those things where if it's not broken, why fix it? So I don't see why they're spending all this time trying to get rid of features that aren't being used that much. When it seems anything that they change seems to like they did that after what was it the annotations the things they used to have on after they got rid of the annotations, it seemed like that affected live streams. And then after they got rid of the Twitter notifications, that seems to have affected uploads. So I'm thinking every time that they change something, it affects a code that they're not even aware of, which really messes up with the system.
Well, I mean, they've been in existence for 12 years. I mean, I guess you're fighting over old code and new code at the same time.
It would not surprise me if that's why everything's going pear-shaped at the moment.
Well, and then they're still trying to dismantle Google Plus, and I'm kind of wondering how that's going to work, because in order to adjust your profile picture, you go to Google Plus.
Yeah. Oh, so
how are they going to do that?
Find a better platform while you can, so you got a bit of a head start when YouTube crashes and burns, and then it's unusable for a month or two, and we have to find a different platform to upload to.
Yeah.
Well, I upload to several different platforms, so I'm not too terribly worried about that.
Speaking of different platforms, hey Neil, have you heard of BitTube?
Yes, I have. Who was talking about it? I was talking about it with Savage Mining the other day. There was BitTube.
Mr. Lodak?
No, it was one of the guys that's he's on the Discord, Eric from Savage Mine. We were talking about BitTube. He brought it up on his show. He was saying like a couple of crypto people had gone over to BitTube, but the traction they were getting over there was just ridiculous. And he was saying like these are channels with like 150, 200k subscribers who have gone onto BitTube and they're getting like 4 views and with like three subs. And you were like, it just shows you that the weight that they have on YouTube hasn't crossed over to Bitch, because there was another one as well. There was I keep meaning to say not RedTube, or there was another platform. I know RedTube is a porn site. And then
I didn't know that, and I said that in a video. I had no idea. I made that up. I thought I made that up, and Aubrey said,
I haven't been on RedTube in a long time.
My daughter, Mom, you said a porn site in your video. I go, what are you talking about? She said, that video you said RedTube, and I was like, well, because it's the emblem on YouTube is red, and so I just said RedTube. And she goes, that's a porn site. I went,
well, what's hang on, what's YouTube Red? Isn't YouTube Red a thing?
Yeah, YouTube Red is a thing, and I just had said RedTube because the color of YouTube was red, and I just said it in a video, and I published it, and I didn't think anything of it, and then,
So YouTube Red, you need YouTube Red is paid for, and RedTube you need tissues.
Oh God, that is so funny. Oh, stop it. My stomach hurts. I'm laughing so hard.
Oh, she's off again. She's off again. Let it out. But I don't know why they called it YouTube Red.
I don't know, but I have it. I have YouTube Red. I hate watching ads.
What? See, is that the membership thing that you sign up for? Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $10 or 15.
$9.99.
Because when you said this is the member thing, like I wasn't sure if you got it confused with channel membership, where like Nick Nimmon's thing, where you that, or if you mean like membership to YouTube as a whole.
It's membership to YouTube as a whole, but with no commercials.
Right.
See,
just like Twitch.
So
just like Twitch Prime.
Is that per month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't get any. Do you know what pisses me off with YouTube? And this is completely off the tangent. If you've got an iPhone, you can't listen to YouTube. Close the application and do something else. It won't. It just pisses me off.
Well, you can't do that for Android either.
If you have YouTube Red, you can.
Really?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you can watch videos.
They should probably advertise that more often.
What? So you can close the app down, like you can open it and then.
I can play a video game and listen to YouTube.
Stop it!
Is that on?
I swear to God.
Is that on both? Is that on iOS and Android?
I don't know about Android, but it works for my iPhone. I can be listening to YouTube and watching. I can be on Facebook and listening to YouTube. I can.
Thing is, though, Twitch lets you do that for free, though.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I don't do anything on Twitch.
So what's YouTube Premium?
That's that's what they changed the name to. YouTube Red is now.
Oh
YouTube
right,
Premium.
okay. So I'm getting confused. I'm just read Cricket's
They probably got caught onto the whole RedTube thing, and they're like, "Wait, we don't want this kind of."
That's why I was like, why did he call it fucking YouTube Red when RedTube is a porn site? It's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, it just doesn't.
I bet you they just under the covers go, "Okay, let's just change the name. We won't tell anyone why we did it."
Because I am constantly getting pestered over join it now for.
Who's that?
Christian.
Oh,
Beanie,
get off
Beanie.
your bloody phone!
No, do it properly. Do it exactly how he done it.
I can't remember fully how you
Christian,
did it.
put the fucking goddamn phone down now. That's what you were told. That's what you were told. But no, I don't know. I just.
Hey guys, I'm hogging a slot, right? Does anybody else want to jump in? Because I really have to sign off anyway. But I was just going to leave it up and watch you guys until the connection runs up. I just realized I'm probably hogging a slot, and I don't mean to be.
No, I haven't sussed it out where we can limit it at 6 people. To be honest, so it's. For this week,
Although,
it's
fair, if someone else wants to, like, I reckon even up to 8 would be fine. It's just that how many we had, like 13 or something people, and that was just like an audio mess.
Oh, there was 12. I think there was like 12 of us in last week, and it was just like, Jesus, what is going on? It was ridiculous. But and I thought Nez might jump in. Cricket said she was going to pop in.
Yeah,
Michael Daniels might pop in as well. Yeah, but it last week was it was crazy. I mean, I don't know. Eric's still
I want Savage Scientist to come in here. He makes me laugh.
He's a funny guy.
I like him.
It went off on a tangent last week. Last week just went was
I can't
strange.
even remember what we talked about last week.
We ended up ringing garages in the UK looking for gnomes.
I remember that. I remember that part. I just don't remember what happened at. Oh wait, it was the false YouTube gods.
Guru,
False
the gurus.
YouTube gurus. Yeah.
Yeah, the gurus. I found like 5 more after that stream.
Yeah, but you've been actively seeking them out all week.
Yeah, there's so many. And you know what cracks me up is like, I don't know. And what cracks me up is the ones that are telling us how you can get more views, and they only get 100 views per video, and they've been on the platform for 12 years.
More subscribers, and they have like 500 or something.
No, the ones that have like 74,000 subscribers but only get 100 views per video. That sounds a little fishy to me.
Yeah, that doesn't really, because some of those videos they're just oversaturated that they're gonna get the low views. It's more those ones where you see just not even caring about like how big the actual channel is. Always you see that thumbnail and it goes, how to get 1,000 views quick, and you see that was posted 6 months ago and it's only got like 100 views or 60 views. I'm like,
yeah. Quick.
There is some shite.
Do exactly what they're recommending in that video.
Yeah, exact opposite. That is reverse engineering at its best. Do everything that they didn't do in that video.
How to get 1,000 views quick.
There was another thing concerning YouTube as well that and I'm not sure whether I'm sure I did see it somewhere. Are YouTube now doing A/B testing?
I think that's in the very, very early stages.
And they're doing it with bigger channels. But you know, they were kind of doing it without us knowing it, because they were like taking your thumbnails away and then putting the screenshot image up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember.
They did that for a couple of days.
Yeah, they did that really for apparently 1% of, or maybe I think it was 5% of.
I was going to say, there was a lot of us that they did that too.
Yeah.
I noticed that on D. Niman's thumbnails. There was like, what is that thumbnail? You know, but it wasn't a thumbnail. It was just a screenshot.
No, some of it wasn't. That I think they finished. That was a bug. The actual deliberate the plans, that was like a few months ago, but there was actually like the last 2 or 3 weeks. People like one of my friend, one of my viewers, Jackson Draws, he was having the same issue. Like his you know, the whole custom thumbnail thing. He was like, he had his channel up, and D. Niman and Nick Niman, they're like going, oh, you need to get your custom thumbnails all sorted out. And he's like going, but some of them are custom thumbnails. I've been trying to change it. It's not been working. It's because like I've even noticed like there was this weird glitch where like I'll be looking at your channel, and then someone else's channel's thumbnails are showing up on your channel.
That's
for like
happened
a split
too.
second. Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me too.
Yeah.
Where it was like, what is that? It
Yeah.
would be like the previous person's thumbnails from the other channel that I was just looking at on this.
Yeah.
I've seen.
And I've noticed like on a few different like one of my friends, I was looking at my channel on their phone, and I had a major heart attack because I opened up my channel on their phone, and it goes, this channel doesn't have any videos. I'm like, what? And then I've refreshed it, and then showed up all my videos. So you know, it's like it's an infestation of bugs in YouTube at the moment.
They might need to add more servers too. So
I think they probably got plenty of servers. They just like I was saying on one of Viper's tweets. The platform is so huge now that they can't control. They got no idea. Like they've probably got control over about 50% of the platform, but because it's like the biggest platform on Earth, and they definitely they need to hire more people, because they don't have enough people to control YouTube on every single continent on Earth.
I think a big part of the problem is the fact that they're trying to. It's so tightly wedded to Google Plus, and if they are really trying to sunset Google Plus, that is no small feat. You know, so they probably have like, I don't know how many engineers. I mean, got to be well over 100 engineers working on this problem.
I'd love to see Google just make a video going, yeah, Google Plus was a horrible idea. We're sorry about that.
Well, a bit like IGTV.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, I think that can. I think that that's likely the cause of all of these really weird behaviors we're seeing in YouTube. You know, like, oh, notifications aren't going out, or I put this video up, oh, I got 35 views. What the hell? You're like, just stuff that you just know is out of the ordinary.
They'd have to admit that they've royally fucked up, because I've got a feeling that there's going to be a point where they're going to go, okay, everyone who's got Google Plus is going to have to resubscribe, because once we get rid of Google Plus, they probably tied it in where the actual subscription was through Google Plus, and once you get rid of Google Plus, there's going to be a massive drop in people's subscriber numbers because it was all through Google Plus, and they're trying to figure out a way to avoid that. It's going to get to a point where they're going, okay, we can't avoid it, so we're either going to have to get rid of Google Plus completely, or
what was Google Plus? I don't remember. I haven't been here.
It was a social media. It was supposed to be a social media platform that worked with like circles and stuff, and people found it kind of confusing and not as interesting as Facebook. It was supposed to be a direct competitor to Facebook. Yeah. It took off, and then it went, because people were like, I'd rather just go to Facebook. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah. They should have launched it now. This would have been the perfect opportunity for them to launch it now.
Yeah, but they should, before they rushed it. They shouldn't have done it. They made those circle things confusing because, like, I was like,
a good idea to rush anything.
No, I think they were just quick to the. And what I was hoping is that they were gonna re-release it better. Like they were gonna fix the problems that they had with it, and that was my hope. I was like, I had started actively going back to Google Plus and started posting blog posts and everything because I was like, well, it's connected to Google. How could you go wrong? And a couple other friends were talking about it too because they had gone to some conference and they were saying, well, it is connected to Google, so you really should probably be doing more. So we all kind of got together and we were like, we're going to start doing more on Google Plus. And then that came out and I was like, we all texted each other like, about that Google Plus thing. Let's go ahead and take that off the menu.
Yeah, and that was back in the time when Facebook was still powerful. If they just had waited 4 years and they go, okay, we're going to launch Google Plus now, Facebook would be dead.
Because people are not. I don't think people are really happy with the problems that they
disconnecting here. I'm walking back to my car. So if I'm saying it, if you're hearing me at all, I'll just catch up to you when I get home. Like,
okay.
See you later, Christian.
All right. See you, Christian.
I just think that people are looking for something else because I think they, they're not spending as much time on Facebook. It seems like every time you turn around, some friend that you haven't talked to since the fourth grade is want to sell you some stupid fucking candles or perfume or soap or some bullshit like that, and you get tired of you go on social media to kind of like chat with your friends and socialize. You're tired of being sold shit. Every time you pick up your cell phone now and someone's trying to sell you something.
The way I see it,
everything's trying to make you better, thinner, prettier, younger, smell better. I mean, it's just like you just don't want to be sold anymore. And Facebook turned into a selling place.
I fucking hate Facebook.
I hate it.
Plus it's also a political shitstorm over there.
Well, I've filtered out anything that has to do with politics. Anybody that starts talking politics on there, I've filtered it out. Because honest to God, there's nothing you can say that's going to make me change my mind about anything that I believe about politics. Some fucking Facebook beam is not going to change the difference.
I didn't know you could filter that shit out.
30 days, you just put I block and unfriend anyone.
I block and unfriend
block and unfriend anyone that tries to sell weight loss shit. And that is the thing that pisses me off with Facebook now is you can't just do a post on Facebook now. That is not good enough, is it? You can do a post, but would you like to donate to a charity while you're doing it? No, go to fuck. I don't want to donate to nothing.
You can't even wish somebody a happy birthday because they have donated their birthday for charity.
Yeah.
It's like,
so if you don't give them
donated birthdays,
if you don't give them a pound, you can't say happy birthday.
Yeah, they donated their birthday.
Is there something on Facebook that I haven't been aware of in like the last 2 years?
No, it's always been shit, and it always will be shit, and it's just full of just idiots. To be honest with you, I spend more time and I enjoy more of my time in the Discords with people that I barely know for the past 12 months than fucking arseholes and idiots that I've known all my life that are doing nothing but just wasting the oxygen that I breathe in the same fucking area of Liverpool that are doing nothing but fuck all with their lives.
Tell us how you really feel.
I don't think you're clear about that. Can you elaborate a little bit
It's
more?
just ourselves. It's just this person whinging about that shitty thing that doesn't mean fuck all to nobody about nothing. And if this person moaning because, oh my god, I'm overweight. Well, stop fucking eating then, you fat cunt. You know what I mean? Go to the gym. I don't care. I'm not asked. Do I look good in this dress? No, you look like you look like Shrek's wife. Set it off. That picture shouldn't be on the internet.
Or they complain about their weight, and then they show a picture of food an hour later.
Yeah.
The ones that crack me up are the ones that all right. If you haven't posted on my wall in a while and you don't comment on this post, you're no longer going to be my friend.
Yeah.
That's
no.
I'm sending out my profile, and you're like, fuck,
No,
I don't even like you anyway. Good.
My friends, I didn't even have that. I get the post of, if you're reading this, it means you've survived the cull.
Oh yeah, there's a mate of mine. He's just done that, and he posted the other week, I'm having a 500 Facebook cull, and it was like, oh sound, and then he put at the end of it, if you're seeing this, you survived the cull, and I put in it, I was like, can you please fucking redo it again and remove me because you bore me. You bore the fucking life out of me.
Hey Neil, speaking of the gym, the new year, new me people finally stopped fucking going to the gym. Thank God, they're taking up so many goddamn parking spots.
Yeah, well, that's the first month. You know, the first month of the New Year's resolution.
Yep, and they don't even last a month.
The New Year, new me in Liverpool tends to start around about November and goes on till about February, because what they do is they do this build-up thing where they tell you everything they've done wrong throughout the year, which like they presume anyone's fucking interested, because they're not. Then they tell you what they're going to change to come at New Year, and then when New Year comes, they then spend the next 3 months telling you how fucking bad the life is, and the fact that they couldn't change these things, and they've had to revert back to the old ways because things were just so fucking bad. And I'm sorry,
and then after the few months after that, they'll go, oh, I'm so sick of the way that I'm living. This time I'm serious this time.
Oh, it's just human beings that don't need to be breathing the same oxygen as the rest of society, or they're just causing the world to go into chaos. And half of them are just.
I used to love Facebook. I mean, when it first came out, I used to connect with like people that I hadn't seen since high school. We organized our whole high school reunion on that thing. It was a great way to see like all your ex-boyfriends that got fat. You know, it was a fun place.
Can I
say
it
was mindless fun. It was mindless fun. Nobody was putting their political beliefs in it.
Not one of my ex-boyfriends have got fat.
Well, that is good news. Yeah. Well, good. But I don't know. I just like something changed in the last few years that made it not like that. And then the more you got sold, the more you're like, I don't want to. I'm afraid. Like I'm afraid to open Messenger because
it could just be the friends that you've got. Because like I've noticed that the more the friends that you hang out that they're in sales, they're just going to sell more. So you just have friends that don't sell shit.
Uncle Dan's dumbassery.
There's another 4-eyed ginger cunt.
He looks so happy. Can he hear us?
It's a ginger thing. We all look like that.
I think that's a point.
Are you related?
Yeah, we have this void looking at, like we have sort of we see dead people look.
Oh.
He's trying to suss out the fact that he hasn't got a mute button on, and he's only wearing that fucking hat to support Christians' love for the ungrateful dead.
The ungrateful dead.
I'm a little mad. It took me so long to join in on the Facebook conversation because Facebook is really starting to get on my fucking nerves. Because like every time I sign on, they're like, "Hey, do you remember this?" And I'm like,
We love Facebook.
No, because fucking 8 years ago I was a horrible alcoholic and I don't remember that. But hey, thanks for reminding me of my failures at life.
Yeah, it does. I got one today from 9 years ago. Do you remember this picture? Why? Well, why do I need to remember it? It's not important. It's me on the fucking floor covered in sick.
You've been friends with this person for X amount of years.
Oh, it's just and that now. See that I like, because you go, oh, you've been friends with this person for such and such amount of years. That's when you can go, fuck that cunt. Bye. Delete. That's the thing I like, but I don't know. I think we all
do
used.
Do you remember 8 years ago with this person? Bitch, I don't even remember her name.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get to bed.
Night, Charlie.
Good night,
Charlie.
Night, Charles.
Night.
Yeah, it's probably for the best now that I'm here. You should go pray.
Okay.
I just think all the platforms are all going down the same route. It's like this one does that one does live video, that one does daily updates, that one does. I mean, YouTube has gone the same way with the whole. What's the thing? You've got a beanie, haven't you? The chat, like the
stories.
Snapchat, YouTube
stories.
stories.
I've been using. I used stories for about 1 or 2 weeks until I realized I really can't be bothered with it.
It's just Snapchat. It's literally, Instagram. We're happy with television, so they have to do the whole. Let's try and do a mini YouTube thing.
I got this fucker that throws out like 3 stories a day, and it's like, Jesus Christ, I can't even be bothered to watch one of your videos a week. Why do I want to read what you have to say 3 times a day? That's what Twitter's
The problem
for.
is when you're meant to unsubscribe to them, but then you get stories from people you're not even subscribed to.
It's just, I think every platform is just going through this thing at the moment where they're all fighting to be the biggest platform. But I think if one of them just had the balls to say, well, do you know what? No, we're just going to do what we do and let the rest of them carry on, and let Twitter fight with, let Twitter fight with Snapchat, let Snapchat fight with Facebook, let Facebook try and do just one of you just stick to your guns.
Well, they're all fighting to be the first one to give you information from the creator.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not all platforms are meant to be that.
Yeah. But I was, when you were saying about the all platforms thing, it just, I've had this thought for like the last couple of weeks now, where I'm just like, I wonder if it's even possible to get to a point where humanity just gets so bored of social media and the internet in general. It's like, okay, we've had the internet for 30 years. I'm getting kind of bored of it. I might just go outside, and then poof, everyone just goes off the internet, and the internet just is like, the internet is there, but no one uses it.
But it's never going to happen, is it? It's just becoming more. I mean, the way, I mean, if you've got kids now, I mean, Christine will vouch for this. The kids, they can't go most kids can't go 5 minutes now without checking, what's, it's like I don't even know what I'm fucking saying. It's like the window into the world is social media.
The internet has created a lovely business model to where they're filling it with so much information that it's making the public dumber. So the public has to go to it to get the information that they used to learn.
Well, here's the thing, though. Even my own kids aren't on it like they used to be. They would used to spend a lot of time on it, and they're not on it nearly as much as they used to be.
Yeah, I'm not myself. I mean, I used to be. I mean, Snapchat. I used to be on Snapchat every 30 seconds. I was that person on Snapchat that every day you woke up and there was 30 snaps of me terrorizing someone, or just being. I used to just constantly out. I'd Snapchat everything, but now I don't bother.
Is that how your bicycle video came about?
No, the bicycle video came about because I was just drunk and decided that I wasn't paying for a taxi home from Liverpool and I was going to steal a bike. So I literally just went up to a bike in the street and as crazy as it sounds, I literally got the lock and I just snapped the lock. The lock just snapped. I don't know whether it was the fact that I was drunk. I don't know if it was the fact that I'd taken copious amounts of cocaine at the time. And then I got, and to be honest with you, I couldn't have robbed.
There's no such thing as copious amounts.
I couldn't have robbed a worse bike because one of the pedals was doing this, it was creaking, but it got me home, and I just felt like videoing it. If Snapchat had been around then, that would have been the greatest story on Snapchat, but I don't know. The only thing I tend to go, there's two platforms I go on now, YouTube and Discord, and sometimes I nip into to Twitter, but mainly I nip in and out of Twitter. I don't really pay much attention to Twitter.
You jump into Twitter. Got the right idea though. as so much as it's sectioned. Like if you're in a Discord for A, that's why you're there. It's not like a broader. So you know, it's very focused, sort of.
I think with the Discord, it's because it's people that, you know, we're all into different things. You got no audio, Chris.
I don't.
It's the people you're not avoiding.
You have now, yeah. It was,
Okay.
no, it's just it's people that you, we're all in the same boat, and we are all in the same boat, and everybody. I mean, there's not one single person on that Discord of ours that wouldn't help you if they could. There's not one. There's not one single person on there that if you went right, I can't do this, there would be someone in there that could say, well, I'll help you. Or, you know, that's, but you do that on Facebook. Fucking hell. If I went on Facebook now and said, I'm about to die, I need a glass of milk, I'd probably get a reply next Thursday. Oh, sorry, didn't see this. Are you alive?
And or you'll get thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. You get one of these, the emoji prayers. That's it.
I consider my time extremely valuable because I'm a very important person. And if I go to Discord, if I go to a metal music Discord and I want to hear about like a band, I will find about the band in 5 seconds. Now, if I go to a Facebook metal group, I have to wade through 478 people saying, hey, listen to my new demo, blah, 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 blah. Even though, hey, if your demo was good, you wouldn't have to be pimping it out on Facebook to begin with. And he needs a here or there. But it's because it's so, you know, it's so kind of solidified. You know what I mean? It's so kind of. My mind's not working. I'm on so many drugs right now. But it's so you know what I mean? Because it's so centered on what it is.
Right. Well, you know, like when you have those YouTube groups, you could be like my channel's about real estate, his is about drawing, his is about, you know, cryptocurrency, but we're all still on the same platform learning about YouTube. You know, we're all trying to help each other out, even though our focuses are completely different. We're still trying to figure it out. You could have a Discord about gaming, you can have a Discord, but all those people are there for the same reason, is because they really enjoy games and talking about games. And you know,
the other reason though is they got the subsections. Facebook doesn't have the little subsections. So like on the metal groups, you probably, it's all one big wall of people fighting for the same attention on the one wall. Whereas in Discord, you've got like, you know, the music. I'm just looking at like Create You at the moment. They got gaming, they got music, they got the food. They got like one little section for each little different thing. What was that?
I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna post that right now. I'm gonna see what fuckers actually reply to it.
And none of us replied. Nobody replied. Just who else?
I didn't care enough to answer.
You're not on my Facebook. That's how much I cared about you.
Yeah, well, you know.
He won't add me. Beanie won't add me to his Facebook.
No, you know why? Because Facebook is my collection of people I ignore.
I think Beanie's got a secret Facebook group where he's sat there in a leather G-string and a ball gag, and he doesn't want any of us to see.
Fun fact.
Only on a Wednesday.
Well, it used to be on a Saturday.
Wild Wednesday.
That used to be on a Saturday.
Actually, talking of Facebook, did anybody see the absolute fuckwit on Nick's Facebook yesterday? The one open to the public.
I saw that one.
Did you not see it? It was the best thing. See, this is my problem with Facebook, right? If you want an argument in the street, I'll gladly have an argument in the street with you. You know, whether you want to duel at fucking dawn or I'm there. But get me on Facebook with an idiot, right? And I will sit up till 6 a.m. just giving them abuse. And literally, this guy
he landed on there yesterday.
This guy is open and post his opening post was, "Don't waste your time with YouTube. My channel was deleted after 10 years. 10 years and something like 60 billion videos, and I done this great content, and YouTube fucked me over. So stay off YouTube. They're all a gang of cunts, and they don't want to know, and I can't speak to no, just
it's because your channel sucks.
Just went. So then I jumped on. My first comment.
Oh, wait, and it's his full-time job that he spends hours every day on. His full-time job was YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So then a couple of people have commented. So I thought, I'm going to test the waters here because this guy is he's a dickhead. So I thought, I just commented, can you tell us what niche you were in so we can all avoid it? So then
he gave the most evasive answers.
Oh yeah, it was like I do. It's cooking and photography with a slice of with a hint of comedy. It was what was it? Comedy politics.
Yeah, comedic politics.
So then Daniel Battelle come on and he was like, "Well, there's your fucking problem right there. You're picking. It was electronics." And then I said, tell you what, mate. I said, to be honest with you, I said comedy and politics. I said you've got it all fucking wrong. There is no comedy in politics. So it was just a bit of bad. And then he went on one, and then the people started digging, and some guy was like, "Well, hang on, he's got a YouTube channel, he's got a Facebook channel, and it's all just racial hate." Go on, and it was just people like it's like. Don't get anti-gay, anti-Muslim, I don't know what he was into. He was just anti-human. He just hated every fucker. No, but he still wouldn't get. People were like, "Well, what do you do? What was your channel?" And he wouldn't give an answer. And then I thought, right, you're getting it. You are getting it. And then he was calling me. He was like, "I'm just stupid. I was a stupid person, and he shouldn't." He started quoting the Bible, like God. The Bible says you shouldn't talk to someone who's less intelligent than you. Blah blah blah. And I was like. I said, well, I've still got a fucking YouTube channel. I said, and where was your fucking God when your channel got deleted? Was he on a vacation? I just started giving it, and Doug was like, stop it. I am going to delete this thread. And I was like, no, fuck off, Doug. I am having it with this bastard. And it just,
well, and then he, like, come to find out what he really was doing was he was using links in other people's, like he was responding to people's videos to a link to his t-shirt shop.
I read something about that in Discord or something.
Yeah,
you guys were talking about that.
Yeah, he was giving links out to his t-shirt shop, and then he denied doing that, and then other people had screenshot where he had done it, and then he would somebody took down the post. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Doug. So I mean, he put it. He put in the comments. He said, "Neil, I have tried to be nice, but since I will not be able to maintain this much longer, I am leaving without saying any more. The Bible tells us not to argue with fools, lest we lower ourselves to their standards. I hope you're happy on your own, son." Which I just replied. You've been arguing all night, and you've been the source of entertainment for many. So guess who's the fool? Oh, and where was your God when your YouTube channel got destroyed? Was he on vacation? And then he was like, then he just put another post saying, "I can't talk to anybody at YouTube. YouTuber against me. I will gladly answer any question anyone wants to know about my channel." So I was like, okay, come on, Creator Chaos tomorrow, and we'll fucking talk live on stream. At least that way you get to be on YouTube. And then he come back with something like, I don't know what he was. I just feel
rambling there for a while. Wasn't making sense.
No, I think he was in a home somewhere, and one of the care workers had left a phone, and he'd gone, and sat himself in a corner, covered himself in shit, and just started typing, and no one would go near him because he was the crazy dude in the corner on all the medication, rambling on. His name was Billy Allen 2, and if Billy Allen 2 is watching, dude, you are a fucking, you're a waste of skin.
It was weird.
It was odd.
Because it took him forever just to get out what his channel was about. Because people were like, well, what is your channel about? What is it about? And he was so evasive about what his channel was. And then he was like, you guys are just not understanding me. He goes, okay, look, this is the question. I'm going to explain it to you like this. My channel is a cooking channel, and I make things that are unique to my area where I live, which is Thailand, and I make Thailand dishes about cooking.
Or you post a
I
link.
focus on that. What is your channel about? You go next. ... He would never answer.
But then he started getting. I mean, Daniel. What did he say? He said to Daniel Batelli, he was like, "You, Daniel, are just a jerk." But Daniel was asking. People were
Real
asking
questions.
him, real questions, and he was just replying to them with abuse, and it was just like, and then someone was like, "He's just it's bullshit." He's got like 5 different channels.
Probably a troll.
I don't know.
I just think
sounds like someone with that amount of time to keep going on and on. They're probably just a troll.
Yeah, I just think. Well, I put this was a while ago. I was on Tube Ritual, Brian G's, and I had gotten a score of 100, which I had never gotten before, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I just got a score of 100 on an SEO thing. Does that mean I hit the jackpot?" And this guy comments underneath it. He says, "No, it means you're an analytical idiot and you'll never be anything in life." And I went, "Wow, that was a little harsh." I just was so surprised.
I got. Oh, sorry.
Then right after that, somebody posted underneath that, an analytical idiot. I mean, that's just kind of mean, don't you think? And he said something to him like, don't you think judging people as being analytical itself? I mean, that you're kind of contradicting yourself. And so the guy gets on his Facebook page and, oh, that's him.
That's the guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, so much hatred in such an old geezer. It's probably because he's about to die and he's like going, "Oh, I've got not much time left. I might as well just spread out the hate while I've got it."
That's what I said. Basically, that is what I said. I mean, I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, but I don't plan on dying anytime soon, and I'm still kind of a cock.
Yeah, well, you're a cock for the entertainment, and then there's some people who they got no shits left to give.
And plus, as well, he's got some creepy fucking photos.
I was on Brian G's group last week, and I literally was like just getting gang raped because I told someone that having a sub to non-sub watch ratio of 3 to 97 isn't the best thing to have because it means your subs aren't watching your shit. Like at all. And if your subs aren't watching your stuff within your first 48 hours, that tells YouTube, well, shit, if the people who say they like his stuff aren't watching it, why am I going to tell anybody else about it? And I just got 5 pages of blasted. I'm like, all right, have fun.
I think groups like that, you've got to be... I mean, that's why I don't... I mean, I think, Christine, you asked me, did you have me to buy one? I was like, no. I'm not getting...
Well, it's because I was
those
thanking
groups,
you.
I think every one of the members in those groups are trying to be a small like a small YouTube guru. They're like, well, because I'm in Brian's group, I can give out information as well. So here's my information, even though they're all acting like mini gurus,
false YouTube gurus.
We've got a
false
million
YouTube
of them.
gods.
Oh yeah, no, it's
well, the thing with me too is you look at my channel and you look at my numbers or whatever, and sure, you can be like, oh, guy's got 100 subs and 13 videos and blah blah blah. This isn't my first go around. Like I managed a channel that's on almost 100,000 subs with like 14 million watch hours and shit. This is my first time in front of the camera, and I spent months. I spent months before I even turned on my camera, learning every possible friggin' thing about the analytics, thumbnails. It's like okay, just take it. Just maybe take it a grain of salt. I might know. I'm not even gonna like throw that at you. But if I'm offering advice, maybe just take it that I might know a little bit. Because otherwise, why would I be offering a little bit of advice? If I didn't care, and I don't care, but if I wasn't trying to satiate my own ego.
Yeah, that's why I stay out of Facebook groups. I mean, say yesterday was a prime example why I should not why I shouldn't be in them, Well, why people who are admins shouldn't let me in them? And
or why Facebook just shouldn't exist?
It's just
Facebook groups are the pits though, because I run a group and I'll put a post up there and it won't even show up, but it will say that I made a new post, and then someone else will post in there and I'm looking for their post and I can't find it. And I'm like, where the hell did that post go? And then sure enough, like hours later, it shows up. I'm like,
3 days later.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Facebook groups are the pits. And people don't participate in them like they used to. It's just not, I don't know.
Because Facebook sucks.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I'm just not a fan.
No, it's full of piss ants that just. I've just put a comment on this saying cool story, bro. I typed it before I even thought about saying it. You get too many people in these groups telling you how great they've done and how good they are, but they're yet to prove it. And it's like,
right.
yeah, cool story, yeah, great. Now tell us another one, because what you're telling us now is bullshit. It's but these groups do breed it, and they also breed the suck asses as well. And I can't stand the suck ass.
What do you mean? Oh, people that kiss ass to like the admins or something?
There's two people on Facebook that I don't like. I will argue with anyone if you've got a valid point and you're not just being stupid. I'll argue about most things in life because I'm just argumentative. That's just me. Sorry about me, but that's just the way I am. But I
don't apologize.
No, two people I don't like, the ones that claim to be things they're not, and the ones that don't have a fucking opinion. The people who premeditate a comment, or the
neutral Nancy is what I call them. Neutral Nancy. They play both sides of the fence. You know, like
they just sit on the fucking fence like a sparrow that I just want to shoot. It's just like, grow a set of fucking balls and have an opinion. Just have a, whether you upset someone or not, just have a fucking opinion. It doesn't matter, because within the next 2 minutes, some other dumbass is going to put something else on there, and he'll have forgot what you said anyway, because you'll all be fighting with him. But yeah, neutral people.
Truth be told, I'll purposely play both sides of the fence if I can tell someone's really pushing for their agenda.
I do that when you can tell someone's looking for attention. I will literally just go from being the devil.
They just think they're so right.
Yeah.
They just think they're so right. And you're like, well, you could be right, but what about this? But what about this? And it's not like you're making bad points. You're just not making 100% bet, against him points.
That's everyone's good and bad points depend on we all have our own opinions. It's just some opinions we class as crap and some we class as good. But your opinion is yours. I think people also look and jump on the bandwagon with people and give people hell for having an opinion, when it's like when they shouldn't have that opinion.
Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone has one.
Yeah, everyone has one, and they all stink.
Like opinion, like for me, opinions. There's my opinions, and then there's the people who have opinions that agree with my opinions. And that's all I need.
I must say that is a fine looking pussy you've got there.
Oh, it's my buddy.
That's cute.
He's a street cat. He's from the hood.
He seems to be indoors at the moment.
I rescued him in an alley in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's where the best cats come from, I reckon.
Street cats, because they appreciate warmth and being fed. My 3 cats just look at you like you're a gobshite.
Every time that we call, the one cat comes right behind him, lifts his leg up and starts licking everything. Like, why does a cat do that every single time that I call?
Oh yeah, Dave just
30-day reviews.
Dave just sits there licking herself out continuously.
Dave, the female cat.
Yeah, Dave's a female. She's actually pregnant, by the way, now at the minute.
Oh, that's why she disappeared for 2 days. Remember? She thought Dave is
dead. I generally think.
Go ahead.
I generally think of myself as being so like jaded that like I don't get played. Like you can't play me because I'm fucking jaded. Fuck you, dude. That thing played me like a motherfucker. He's all this little kid, and it was like him and a couple siblings, and the siblings are dicks, but he would come up and he'd like Hey, what's going on? We sit in your lab. Hey, it's cool. No, we're just chilling. It's cool. Hey, can I come in? Fucking played me like that, dude. I was like, are you kidding me?
Justin's looking very Charles Bronson today.
I was about to say, he looks very Charles Manson.
Is it Charles? Is it
A
Charles?
little bit about it. A little bit about it.
Is it Charles Manson? Is it? Is he the guy that went to jail for the whole of his life but didn't commit a crime?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't commit a sin.
No.
Yeah.
He just preferred to be in jail.
Well, no,
he did. By the end,
everybody
he
else
did.
to do it.
By being in jail, I think he enjoyed
He
it.
had everyone else do it.
That's it. Have you seen that film?
Yeah, he convinced everybody else to do his dirty work because he thought he could get away with it.
I've watched
Fortunately,
some
the
of.
courts didn't see it that way.
Yeah, you should watch some of his parole hearings, man. That
Oh, there.
watch them when you're on drugs. They're like a trip.
Or not just the hearings, just his interviews that he's done with like Dateline and stuff. Holy crap! He is either the smartest person I've ever met.
No, he's the deadest
Or-
person right now.
Did you guys ever see the money that he got for commissary for doing interviews and shit though?
What is he gonna do with it in jail?
Ridiculous.
I mean,
Well, commissary. So he got to use it for ramen noodle and shit.
I don't
That's
think
Well,
full
you can-
prison.
He also sold his artwork and stuff from jail too.
yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
But he didn't care about money or anything. That he just cared about the fame. He just
Mhm.
loved being famous.
Who played him in the film?
No idea. I didn't even know there was a film.
That was years ago. It was before I was even born. That film was.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was because it was. Who played Bane?
I don't know.
I don't know. But because remember, like Manson didn't want to be a killer. Manson wanted to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
all of his
one time he wanted to be with the Beach Boys.
he
And,
recorded songs with the Beach Boys. Yeah.
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 He got exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
No, I am talking about Bronson. Charles Bronson.
Okay.
Hang on. let me just have a look. Because I can't remember. Matt Hardy. Is it Matt Hardy? Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy played him in the film.
Right. Tom Hardy.
Matt Hardy. I was about to do a flip off a ladder.
Oh, right.
Oh, there's Charlie
Well.
Bronson.
What on earth?
You never heard of Charles Bronson?
Nah.
That's not.
Oh, he was. I think
That
he
is the
was.
Charles Bronson I know of.
Yeah.
Not the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he was an English criminal who basically spent all his life in jail because he preferred to be in jail. But he was-
Right. Oh, okay.
if you ever get to watch the film, it's say Tom Hardy plays Charles Bronson in it, and it's fascinating because it's literally I think Bronson was. He was either he was on the direction committee or while he was still in jail, and because it was about his life, and he was that, he was that screwed in the head. He was like, no, I've got to have it. I need to oversee this film to make sure it's all right, and because he done some.
Where's he from?
He's from.
Well, when they say that,
America.
No, UK.
well, part of the reason why the recidivism rate in America is so high is because a lot of people that they put in jail way back when for when they didn't have minimum or maximum penalties for stupid shit, they got so used to being in jail and they don't know anything else.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them, they'll go out like there was a guy that
Commit
got
a
out
crime,
of jail.
go back in.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm scared of that guy or should call him up for like my gay cousin's wedding.
You guys should Google Chopper Reed.
Chopper Reed's brilliant. He is a legend. Well, mate, that's Bronson.
Australia makes the best criminals.
That's Bronson.
That's because you're made of criminals. That's like the whole island
true,
is
though.
criminals. Like
I gotta say that Brandon,
it
that
runs in your blood.
Did you see
Charles
that thing,
Bronson
Christina?
Yeah.
Wow.
but I have to like say it's kind of surprising that his mustache reminds me a lot of Justin's.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I was saying. I said Justin does remind me of Charlie Bronson.
Yeah, I used to think that like us Australians, we thought that Chopper Read had an impressive moustache. Chopper Read's got nothing on Bronson.
Well, yeah, that's Tom Hardy as Bronson.
Okay.
And
that moustache is pitiful.
That's a young Justin. That.
Yeah, that's a pitiful mustache.
Justin, I hate your mustache so much. Hate it. I'm so jealous. I used to have
your beard. I'm jealous of it, so we're even there.
Well, I used to have a 3-curl handlebar with the beard.
Nice.
I used to have a 3-curl handlebar with the beard, and then I had to adult.
I'm as smooth as a baby's ass, me today.
I haven't shaved.
I can't. I had a shave in the steam room before, and it was lovely. Getting judged by some 70-year-old woman while I'm sitting there with a shaver like this. You shouldn't shave in here.
So general public figures out who men are or not.
So it's kind of funny. So I had this guy the other day. He was like, "Oh, LOL, you doing beard balm reviews? Grow a beard first." I'm like, okay, well, one, in most circles that I'm in, people don't care because my goatee is long enough that it's considered, and this stuff all acts the same on a goatee as it does a beard. And I was like, but if you don't like my videos, go over and watch BS No Beard reviews. You'll probably like his better because he's got an awesome. No response back. Why? Because I didn't give him a reason to. Like, I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever.
See ya.
Michael Daniels is just putting the chat there. As long as I don't smell like a baby's ass.
Your beard suck. Well, watch someone.
Don't they use talcum powder or something?
What? Use talcum powder? I don't need. I went for a swim. I had a sauna. I had a shave, and then I had a shower. I smell pretty damn good. I'll have you know right now. If you could,
I'm smell sensitive.
If you could just sniff me right now, Beanie, you would fall in love with my baby smooth skin.
My baby. I just like when you talk about who is it? Gord Eisman. When you say his name,
Gord Eisman has a voice like moisturizer.
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
He does this Gord Eisman, and I also find Dusty Porter's got a voice like moisturizer as well.
Yeah.
I would love to watch Gord Eisman interview Dusty Porter because you'd just be.
I think they've done that. I think that's.
I think so. I think they have.
Oh, that would be a thing of beauty. It would be a visual. It would be a visual, an audible, orgasmic experience. I think my ears could possibly leak after I'd listened to that. It's just having the pair of them collaborate in one thing. It would just be. I think it would be.
How did you make that sound so disgusting?
And then you'd see like baby dragons fly.
Because it's me. I do have a tendency to make the normal things sound awful.
So vile. So vile.
I was thinking about possibly trying to interview somebody. Unfortunately, I have this really, really bad habit of
breathing.
Not. Well, there's that, but down talking to anyone I'm talking to, regardless of their intelligence. I just still talk down to them. If I'm next to them, I'm going to talk down to them because I always have to do the upper hand alpha male thing.
Yeah, so I won't be.
But I know that.
I don't think I talk.
Know that, and I'm trying to work through it.
I don't think I talk down to people. I tend to calm situations down. I think.
Oh, here we go. I found the video.
Which video have you found?
One that you're gonna have a bit of wank to later.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, bro.
Probably gonna have a wank to this one later.
Well, you have my attention.
There's a girl on the stream here.
Yeah.
What happened to the lady?
Pack it in. Ed's gonna get offended.
Girls can wank. Girls can wank as well.
Oh my God! You've just taken it to another level, Beanie. That's just disgusting.
My daughter is watching. Just saying.
So we
Well,
were.
Apparently, Americans don't even know what that word means. Oh wait, no.
Your daughter
It's,
watching, does that make us horrible people, or maybe you should like send her to bed?
It's only 9 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
Dude,
you know,
I mean, we're not all horrible people, by the way. I couldn't do it.
They're in bed at 7. I don't care.
I couldn't step a foot wrong. I could not be horrible in that child's head. We are best mates. We are PUBG assassins.
Yes.
She's even in the chat doing it with Daisy.
Yep. Neil is her best friend, and she's stalks him so bad. She's like, Neil, you should be off of work now, so we could go play PUBG. And they're on speaker, so I could hear her just totally chewing him out, going, "We gotta get out of the zone. Why would you get out of the zone?" And he's like, "All right."
Have you ever been bullied by a 13-year-old?
She terrorizes him. Terrorizes.
That's awesome.
She rips him a new asshole, and he can't do anything about it.
Just take it on the chin and just I'm going, okay. It's just so yeah, we were talking. Oh my God, Aubrey's out of bed. Well, congratulations.
Is she going back in?
Dusty Porter and Gord talk about YouTube content strategies. There you go.
All right. I think apart from the genetic predispositions that keep me from having children, if I were to have a child, like I wouldn't want to because I'm just a bad person and I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate on size.
That's the Queen's wave.
That's actually the Aubrey wave.
Yeah, it's called tipping.
Mate, fuck the Queen. Aubrey brought this to the world. The Queen of England brought that.
That's how much.
Oh, jeez.
The Queen.
So we were on YouTube depression, and for some reason, unlike this channel that has never done before, we went wildly off topic. But we
went to last week's topic as well.
Okay, so yeah, I got here late because I was at a fire meeting. So what is this week's topic anyway?
It's about getting YouTube burnout and having YouTube depression, just not wanting to you're like, why am I freaking doing this anymore? Because it's not really working for me. So screw it. And you're just you just want to. You want to walk away, but you can't walk away, and you don't know what to do, kind of thing.
I thought it was just depression in general, because
you can still talk about that because every single one of us has had a bout of it.
Yeah, I suffer from it regularly. Honestly,
I was going to do a live stream, anyways, today about just depression, just because of all the shit I've been dealing with the last 2 weeks. But and then this came up, and I'm like, yay, less work for me.
Well, I know this. My live stream has helped with my burnout and depression towards YouTube.
Yeah.
I look forward to my live stream every week.
I love my live streams.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yes.
I've been using Twitch as a practice for it, and I'm like, I'd almost get to the point where I just rather go on live streams and make videos.
Yeah, I spent
they're so much easier to produce too.
Well, I don't know. Mine are kind of difficult because I put too much in them. I have so much going on in my live streams. It's ridiculous.
I've always been afraid.
I have a lot of work in mine. Don't get me wrong, Christine. I know you do a lot of work to your stuff too. But it's not like spending hours editing, Right. I do a lot of prep for my live stream all throughout the week. But I feel a lot more gratification and had a lot better time and feel better at the end result.
Do you think that's because you get the instant gratification of the communication with your subscribers during the live stream?
That could be, and that's probably why I like Premiere so much too.
Yeah. Because I think that's why because I get to talk and hang out with my I feel like my subscribers are really my friends, and it's kind of fun to hang out with everybody. So I mean, I enjoy Mondays. I like talking to all of us.
Same here.
Neil's got it. Neil's got a nice push.
It's scary for me to do a live stream, only because, like, if you watch my videos, I actually have a filter on my video. Believe it or not, I'm actually filtering what I say. So to take out the edit and the filter is just that's scary for what might come out of my mouth. But there's a thing with bipolar disorder, and it's called pressure to rapid speech. And what happens is as you get more kind of amped up while talking, you start talking faster than what your brain's able to catch. And it'll be like you're driving down the highway at 200 miles an hour and didn't realize you missed the exit 50 miles ago until the passenger of the car goes, yo, dude. Like, there are friends of mine that that don't let me hang out at their house anymore because they don't want me around their kids, because when that happens, I don't know what's happening until someone gives me a nudge, or like, yo, Dan, maybe talking about naked clowns on trampolines isn't the best thing right now.
Naked what?
Clowns on trampolines.
Okay.
And even though we started the discussion on balloons, but it's just my brain, because my brain just keeps go and makes all these cross wires, and I don't realize where I'm at until it's too far gone. So live streaming for me is a scary proposition.
Then don't do that.
Then again, it could be fun as hell. I mean, if I'm doing a warts and all bipolar channel, I might as well, right?
Well, I think if you talk, you can talk as fast as you want. Just, I think, be aware of the audience. Like when I was talking about wanking before.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. It's almost like on autopilot, and it's not and the filter's not catching up until well past it. So I'm not conscious anymore.
Right.
It sucks. But hey,
mental health for you.
But on the bright side, it keeps my mental health channel interesting from all these other.
I have to go, everybody.
Okay.
Sorry. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night. Night, Sydney. Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
I miss you.
Yeah, I think it's a minefield. It is a minefield.
Yeah, I think with me, I gotta be mindful of what because I've kind of got that sort of similar thing where, like, I like to sort of go off on little rambling rants and tangents until I realize, oh wait, I probably shouldn't say those kind of things. And
see, like you and Neil kind of have like a get out of jail free card, because you've got that, like, you've got the accent that gives like authoritative kind of like properness to, like, you can say cunt and it doesn't sound like I'm saying cunt. You're like,
I think it's sometimes you can say things and then what you come back with after the person is shocked will make it or break it. You know, I have the ability. I mean, obviously, you know, I've DJed in nightclubs and I've DJed in parties, so I'm used to having banter with, you know, hundreds of customers, you know, every single week, thousands of customers every week, being on the mic, having a bit of a laugh and a joke with people back and forth, and I've done that for 20 years, so you gauge your reaction of what people are gonna, you know, and I've come up with, girls have walked in the club and I've gone, fucking hell, man the harpoons, Moby Dick's being let out, you know, and you've looked at you and gone, you fucking cheeky, oh, sorry, babe, I had the wrong glasses on, you're not as big as what you look, are you? And they look at you and they're like, is he having a laugh? Or and I have come out with some horrendous things. Like, who fucking dressed you, Stevie Wonder? You know, I bet you that was fucking tight 10 years ago. You know, and you're just used to getting yourself out. I'm used to getting myself out of some real sticky situations, but I think it just depends on what your comeback is.
I think also I have no problem saying something horrible to someone, like intentionally looking at them and be like, "Wow, your parents, fucking God hated them. Clearly, God hated your parents," and I have no problem saying something like that to them. But it's when I'm not trying to get there, and it just goes, and it's not even rude stuff or bad stuff. It's just off the wall weird stuff. And
I think with the difference between you and me seems to be that you're talking about like the whole speed of the brain, whereas with you, you're like you sort of got that momentum going, and you didn't realize that the off ramp was 15 kilometers to go. Whereas with me, like I'll say something, and then like a second or two later, I'm like, "Ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that." Yeah. So I'll be I'll be saying something. I'll be like, say maybe something wanking, and then suddenly I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said wanking out loud like I did the last 2 times.
It's like I don't even get the wow. I probably shouldn't even have said that. It's hey Dan, do you know you just said that? Oh, did I? My bad.
Yeah, I get that sometimes. I have a tendency to put me mouth into gear before my brain does.
Yeah.
Or
I'll get I'll have my obscene sense of humor sometimes, and then I'll have like a friend go, you do realize like you do realize we've got kids in the house, or you do realize that my grandparents are watching, or that my mum's watching, and I'm like, oh yeah, probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just forget where you are and who's there. I'm always doing that, and I am bad for it. I forget.
I guess it's like with the because I know America and Australia have different rating systems for television, but I guess it's like the whole, you've got to be mindful of like the audience for where you're talking. I mean, even in real life, you like going, okay, in Australia we have G rated, which is like family friend. I guess that's what sort of everyone has the whole family friendly audience, and then you've got like the adult audience. You got to kind of sort of pick and choose which audience is like the best kind of humor for.
But then again, one person's humor can offend somebody else.
Yeah, true.
That's the thing with humor. It's like you can say something and it can offend the world. Yeah. And then you can say something equally and it can offend no one. There's a fine line between humor and offensive. Which is something I don't get. It's like, I mean, look at some of the comedians out there. Some comedians now make a living over just being and saying the most offensive things there is.
Yeah.
And people pay hundreds to go and watch them.
Well, there's been some people like who was that guy that did the thing about the Paul brothers, the Logan Pauls. Who was the guy who did that documentary? Because he had like a change in style. Like he'd have like when he started his channel, he'd like have all the like the not so family friendly jokes, and then he just realized that like all those jokes came to bite him in the ass, and he had to rethink what he did.
I think there's
Bob Saget.
But then also on the same token, you'd like, I guess styles of comedy change as well. Like what stuff that was no one cared about 10 years ago is now offensive now. So like stuff that we could be talking about that's like completely innocent, maybe 10, 20 years from now, that would be seen as offensive. And then people go, can you believe what he said 10 years ago?
Do we need to wait for 10 to 15 years? Because I'm pretty sure that half the stuff that we talk about here is definitely offensive now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm totally fucking okay with that.
I'm just mean, like, I could say something like 20 years, maybe 20 years time, dinosaurs are really offensive to people, and they go, can you believe this guy used to throw at dinosaurs? That kind of thing.
It is entirely too much responsibility to put on me to both worry about what I'm going to say and how you are going to take it. especially because everyone's going to take something slightly differently.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not in me. I don't care. There's how many billions of people in the world? I can be responsible for what I can say. I can't be responsible for the way you possibly may take it, because 60% of you are going to take it one way, and it's going to be the way I intended. 30% of you are going to take it so far off the other thing, and then the other 30% are just going to think I'm an idiot anyways. Used to that one.
Yeah.
I think it's one of them questions as well. You'll never get the right answer.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those things you'll never, because there is no right answer.
You can't please everyone.
No, you can't.
You can't please everyone, so don't. You can't please everyone, so don't try and please anyone.
Yeah, it's a weird one. But I was saying before at the beginning of the stream, did you see the photo of the knife angel that's in Liverpool, Beanie?
Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
Yeah, we're going there. I'm taking my mum there tomorrow. My mum and dad,
nice.
and I'm gonna actually do a live stream from inside the cathedral, and the whole knife angel thing as well, which should be quite interesting. Because I was saying before on the stream that cathedral is something else in Liverpool. Even that the sculpture that the guy's done.
Yeah, I like the message. I like the visual message and the overall message of it too.
It's quite scary, isn't it, to make an actual? Yeah. It's huge. The thing is absolutely massive.
Speaking of knives,
Michael Daniels is in the building.
How are you?
We're not bad, sir. Not bad. Just putting the world to rights, but not getting anywhere quickly.
It's awesome. I'm glad to be in here. This is awesome. I love the conversation. I like what you guys are sitting.
Nice.
It's a bit strange. We do tend to we always have a plan and an idea, don't we? Every single week of talking about something.
Way off course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that everybody here has one thing in common. It's called ADD, or correction. We're all old enough where it was ADD. Now it's ADHD.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about astrology and astronomy, so I've learned a lot tonight. So
they've also changed the definition of manic depressions turned into bipolar.
There you go.
That's happened over the last 10 years. Like I've got, people in my family, they were diagnosed with manic depression, and then I've been to counselors and psychologists, and they'll be like, oh yeah, they got manic depression, and the counselor like, no, they don't have manic depression, they got bipolar. I'm like, no, they were diagnosed with depression. Like, yeah, that's the old diagnosis. We don't call it manic depression anymore. We call it bipolar. I'm like, oh, okay then.
Yeah, exactly. Now everything has to have levels now.
That's right.
So nothing can have be its own thing. That's why much falls under like Asperger's and all that kind of stuff. All falls under autism now.
They changed it from manic depression to bipolar because employment jobs were using that as depression being in the name. We're using that as an excuse to lower it. So that way,
use bipolar as an excuse too. Easily they can. Right, so I don't think that really has anything to do with it. I think it has to do with the psychologist trying to.
But it's also the stigma of having. Yeah. It's also the stigma of having depression in something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because if
I'm much happier being called bipolar than manic depression.
I'm telling you what, I would much rather be called, hire somebody that has bouts of depression than somebody that.
Well, because on the same token,
I think it was a transvestite polar bear is what I thought that was, bipolar. I didn't.
The other thing is that it assumes with manic depression, it assumes that depression is the main symptom, where depending on what bipolar. There's bipolar 1, bipolar 2, and bipolar 3.
Yeah.
Depending on which one you have, is depending on what your main exhibiting symptom is. Like I have bipolar 1. Depression's not what I exhibit.
Right, and that I can kind of understand. But to say that it's because of work, they don't care about.
I think it is a bit though, because
psychologists could care less.
No, because I've noticed that like when I was when I was in the in some of the looking for work stages where I if you mention that you got depression, the employer's going to be like, oh, okay, this person's got depression. I don't really want to deal with this, so we'll brush them to the side and hire someone that doesn't have this mental illness. But then if you say bipolar is something that people manage. Like you manage depression as well, but depression is like the word depression initially was like a feeling. So it's like they've got this feeling, whereas bipolar is like it's bipolar and like all mental health conditions are a lifelong thing that you deal with and you manage.
Well, that and depression by itself is not covered under the ADA protection in the States. Just depression.
I know in the UK it's a massive thing for businesses now. They've got to openly look into these things within the workplace, because one of my best mates, his mum, she's like the leading like workplace suicide risk awareness person in the UK. She's got quality. I mean, she gets flown to America to do speeches and teach people basically how to recognize somebody they are working with has got depression and is maybe you can because the also I can't remember what the statistics were, and she did tell me, but the statistics of people committing suicide in work is just ridiculous. It's just a number that you'd be like, fuck off, seriously? It's like that many people, and it's like business. The UK governments have now starting to take this thing serious, and it's like, well, hang on, if we don't do something about this, we look bad.
Well, you want to hear something funny about
like
that?
They make a differentiation between depression and major depression.
Yeah.
So it one of them is ADA protected as a disability. One of them is your boyfriend broke up for you, but who gets to decide what and where? So that's why they just took it completely for bipolar.
Yeah,
took it off the shelf.
So I think one thing that I think is funny about the ADA. So I'll straight up say it. I'm on disability for a shit ton of stuff. So anyway, so it's illegal for a company not to hire you because of your disabilities, right? But at the same time, it's illegal for you not to tell them at the interview about your disabilities.
Wrong.
So if you get hurt on the job because of your migraines, and you start seeing spots and your hand gets chopped off, they can't, they can say, well, you never told us that he got migraines.
You don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell them at the interview. Once you get the job, you have to tell HR. And then HR
and then they find a reason to fire
you.
It all depends on the
once you tell HR, it starts the paperwork trail. Oh, Comcast.
Yeah, it starts a paper trail, but that doesn't mean that so and so is not going to tell so and so that's going to tell so and so. It's happened to me a ton of times, man.
Apparently they don't screen the checkout people at Walmart though, because I think I've seen plenty of those people in there. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, and they're getting hired there because they can write them off for higher money than
whatever
higher paid money.
It's like this. Comcast tried that on me once when I worked there. It didn't end well for them, and they did it so badly I didn't get a lawyer to win.
Well, you're lucky
because I just learned
I've ever had
everything.
They just found reasons to fire me.
But also, you got to remember that this is a general statement for everyone that your situation isn't the same as other people's situation. Right. So what happens to you hasn't happened to some other people.
That is very true.
No, it's the best advice I can offer anybody with a disability and working and going to a job. Get read the disability laws to a T. Know it to a T. Always have it in your back pocket, because that way, anytime anyone says, like, no, pull, and you can pull that card right out and be like, no, because right here it says you can't do that. And that way, and also lets you know the paper trail that they are legally obligated to follow. So anytime there's a break in trail, that's your win. Like I just from spending 4 months with Comcast, basically going over and over and over all the disability ADA laws, everything, like it's so ingrained in my head. I can walk into any job and know exactly when they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And I've even corrected jobs going, hey, no, this is supposed to go like this. Or I don't let them do it, and that way I have an out.
Yeah, it's all my jobs. They always, because migraines is one of those things that it's very easy for them to say, oh well, you know, basically find another reason, right? Because when I stop, you know, when I get migraines, especially during the fall and winter and stuff, I might be gone, you know, 3-4 days out of a month. And all depending on how bad my migraines are and all that. And I'll go in and I'll still fight through the day after, which is a pain. But, you know, I'm much slower and everything else. But then they just find other reasons to fire you. Oh, you didn't do this when you were working. You didn't do that, blah, blah. And then they just get rid of you. And there's nothing that the ADA can do about it, because they'll just look at it and say, well, that's a part of your job description and you didn't do it.
Now you're filing right start, correct?
What?
Like you get
your connection's dropping out a little bit.
Like you, right when you go to HR, say I have a disability.
Your internet's dropping out there, Dan.
I'm surprised it's not just mine this time.
Yeah, no,
it was dropping out a little bit, but you're back now.
Yeah.
Am I back? No. If once you start, you go and immediately go to HR to start the process of filling out the paperwork.
Oh yeah, I've done
for your ADA exemptions. Then that gets transferred over or something like that. Okay. Make sure that any days you miss, you call Aetna or whatever the third party company is besides your job. Okay. And then don't go back unless you like monetarily have to until you're 100%. If before that point, any of your progress reports or anything like that are on par, but then suddenly after this incident that you're coming back from a disability, they're saying, oh, well, your work is substandard now. Well, you have all the things in line saying yes, because I just came back from a debilitating disability. Of course, my things are going to be substandard now. And then you can file an EEOC complaint. And from most places can't sue, but you go to mediation, and they pay for the mediation.
So in the US, when you go for a job, do you not have to put down on the forms that, you know, I've got a background in mental health issues, I've got a background in depression, I've got a background in... See, in the UK, if you don't put that on your application forms and then you come to them like a day after and go, oh, by the way, I'm bipolar or I'm clinically depressed, that's literally like, okay, bye. Because you didn't declare it to us. You've lied on your application, so you're untrustworthy to employ. That happens in that happens in the UK. You've got to tell it. Like that goes for everything. That goes for, you know, if they ask you if you got any driving convictions, if you've got any criminal convictions, if you got any, and the lists of like job applications now is just ask for everything.
But an illness isn't a criminal act. Now, if my job I need a clean driving record, because I manage a whole fleet. So I need a clean driving record because I'm driving 40 fucking trucks. But my bipolar disorder has nothing to do with my abilities to be a mechanic or to schedule people. The only thing that can be taken into account for my job is my ability to do the job.
In Australia, put like when you put down that you've got like say like bipolar or some other kind of mental health condition, the reason why you put it on the form is that legally it's meant to be a way that the employer will know that you've got this condition, so they can offer support if and when you need the use the support, so the employer can like be better prepared. But not all employers do that. Most employers will use it as an excuse to go, okay, we're going to discriminate against this person, but it's meant to be for like, okay, like say if someone like has wheelchair needs, they put that in the form, so then the employer is meant to have their their employment place wheelchair accessible, or if someone has like heart conditions, they can keep an eye on like make sure their employees are healthy in that regard. They can just do their best to help if they can. It's meant to be that way.
In the U.S., there's a wall. There's the employment management side. They hire you, okay, but then it is up to you to then go to the HR side of things and let them know everything. Okay, but it doesn't. That being said, it doesn't hurt you're getting hired because you're getting hired on your qualifications alone.
Yeah.
Then the HR stuff, that's kind of your safety net. In fact, HR isn't even supposed to tell your direct management. So it doesn't interfere with how they treat your job performance.
Yeah. Mind you,
now keep in mind what's supposed to happen isn't always what happens.
Yeah.
In most of my
very true.
Yeah,
And I've
our
seen
HR work,
well.
part of the leak.
Yeah, like
question for you guys that have disabilities or don't. How do you find that it affects your YouTubing and such like that?
What was that?
How do you guys find that it affects your will or want or ability to YouTube like you would like to?
With me, I mean, I'm classed as medically unstable. I've actually got to,
really.
Yeah, I've actually got to get
I couldn't have guessed.
a get out of jail free card on the certificate claiming I'm medically unstable. Which probably doesn't actually count now. It was a few years ago. I don't know. You obviously you got given all sorts of pills, and and I've said in the past, in my case, I spent a couple of weeks in the Waggy House. I had all the fun pills that they give you. I had did electrostimulation to alter the brain waves. Blah blah blah.
Call them dollar fun pills.
Yeah, the fun pills. The pills that just tell you to dribble.
Yeah. What did you say right before that, though?
I spent a couple of weeks in the Fun House.
Yeah, I thought that you called them dollar fun pills.
No, not
they're
that.
far from a dollar, man.
Yeah.
Who's your dealer? Hook me up.
And then I was sitting at my mum's at the table one day, and I was just like, this ain't me. And I was just like, do you know what? Take all them pills, put them in the bin, because I don't need that shit. Whatever's going on in here, I'm going to fix in here. And if I can't fix it, then the rest of the world will just have to cope with me being weird. Because if that's what they want to look at, if I'm odd or weird, or if you want to class me as a bit strange, I am, and I know I can be. Some days are good, some days are bad, but I think everybody is a little bit like that anyway. So you just got to sort of, in my case, you just get on with it. Some days you wake up and you're like, I fucking can't be arsed. but doesn't everybody wake up like that?
Yeah.
I think everybody. I think
there's a difference between waking up like, fuck, I'm awake, to.
Oh, but believe me, I mean, I've had three failed suicide attempts. You know, I had an intolerance to tablets and took 4 boxes of ibuprofen, and then found out that me stomach lining was intolerable to ibuprofen, and I actually my own body wouldn't let me commit suicide. I threw the lot up, and it was just like, I can't even fucking kill myself properly. You know what I mean?
Like,
it's just.
In all honesty, I find out Friday if I'm going back on a vacation into the 5th floor.
But I mean, that did scare me. I mean, when I, that was all through divorce, losing a house, the basic shit that everyone goes through in life, just the shit, and one day you just snap, and then that's it. It's like, right, that's a guy stalled in front of me. That was my catalyst. A guy stalled his car. That would just set me over the edge. But then equally, sitting at my mum's table talking to my mum, and my mum going, "You'll be all right. You'll be okay." It was just like this. That was the equal effect to me. That was like, do you know what? I will, because I'm still here.
Yeah.
Let's. But that won't work for everybody. It works for me, and it worked for me, and it was like a case of like, kick yourself up the arse here, because you there's and then you do it. The one thing, it used to annoy me, the people that used to go, "Oh, there's always someone worse off than you." Yeah, there is, but at that present moment in time, there's not. There's not another person on this earth, and by you telling me that, you may as well just kick me in the balls. But then
there's always someone who has it worse. Yeah, but they're not me.
Yeah, that's it. But then, as I say, it's just all come to it. It all comes to me. What I was listening, and I remember the day, and I remember exactly what I was doing. I was sitting at my mum's table, and we were having a cup of tea. I mean, it is a British thing. You have a cup of tea, and everything will be fine. That's an England saying. We say that in England. You probably do it in Australia as well. A cup of tea, you'll be sound. Doesn't matter what you've got.
Not really.
No,
that's a very English thing.
Yeah, it is an English thing. It's have a cup of tea, and the world will be right. And it's as stupid as it sounds. That fixed.
I don't know. I want a war, so I don't have to say that shit.
Yeah, that fixed me. But I say everyone's different. Everyone, some people can go through the shit, and it just that's everyone's different. Everyone is different. Yeah.
I'll tell you. We've got. I'd be dead. I'd be dead.
We've got 3 lines. There's "She'll be right," "Shit happens," and "Such is life."
Basically, that's very similar to the UK, and it is very similar to the UK. It's but I don't know. I mean, I had a phone call off a friend today, and his brother is literally. I was basically warned on the phone. It was like, look, if this guy, if he rings you, because we've all fell out with this guy, like 3-4 years ago. He just his family, his close friends, he just shit on everyone. He caused murder. Told his mum that I didn't care whether she was dead. Moved away, and then right now it's Everton. For his whole life has gone tits up. And I got the phone call today. I was like, look, if he rings you, just if you can, just listen to him, because he's this close to just he's on tip. He's on the scales of like, he's had conversations with his family of like, I want to do myself in. It's like everyone's like shit. But what are we gonna do? So it was quite bizarre. It was quite bizarre. But the fucking world's a strange place, man, and it's full of us cunts. It is. It's
I'll fully admit I'd be dead right now if my girlfriend at the time hadn't finally been like, no, fucking, we're doing something. Something is wrong. I mean, I had spent, I'd say 15 plus years of fucking just horrible fucking drug addict, fucking alcoholic, fucking self-destructive, failed out of fucking college, even though I say I'm smart. I'm fucking smart. I would fail out of college twice. I started and lost businesses because I'd start it, it'd be going great, everything would be go good, and then my fucking mind would flip on me, and I'd go off the rails or whatever. Like I was, I was blowing through fucking over an ounce of coke a week, while killing at least a 12er a night. I'd be at the job for a couple months and like be impressive and start moving up the ladder, and 2-3 months later, because of that high that I was riding at, it would set me off again. And like when I finally got on meds and when we finally figured it out, it happened one day. I came from work and my wife's like, "Oh, you don't have any beer?" And I didn't even notice that I hadn't picked up a 12-pack on the way home from work, like I had done every day for the last 15 years, because it didn't even enter into my mind, And don't get me wrong, it hasn't been an easy journey, because there were 2 years ago, and I didn't eat for a month and a half, and I lost about 100 pounds, and it took me 16 rounds of ECT to get me back to normal again.
How did you find the ECT?
Pardon?
How did you find the ECT?
How did I find it?
Yeah.
Actually, I just sent you a meme. I had to make a meme out of my ECT to help deal with it.
Right.
It helped. The ECT, it did what it needed to do, so I'm thankful for that. It also took about a third, and I'm just starting to get now my vocabulary back to where it was prior to, because a while back in my life, I learned a trick that people make their initial judgment on you, like right off the bat, they judge your intelligence based on how you speak. So I made it a point to learn how to speak very well in words that are more than monosyllabic. And then I lost all that. And I could think of sentences at all. So I'm starting a lot easier now, but I threw out a lot of pictures, boxes of pictures that I had, because looking at them, I don't remember who's in them or what they were about. But again, I had 16 rounds of it, so. What I think the average go is what, 8 to 10.
It depends on the person, really, doesn't it? It depends on how well it's working on the person. It's like anything. It's like antidepressants. It depends on what you're coming. I've had some antidepressants that have literally sent me worse. I've had some. We had some in the UK, and whew, man, it just sent me into a. I went from being like depressed, as they call it, or whatever you want to call it, to being like an absolute loony. And I'm talking like literally within 3 or 4 days, I've gone from one extreme to the other, and it was like, whoa. To the point where I had to take myself to doctors and go, look, these tablets you've given me here, these are up there, they're not working, because I just want to, the problems I was having at the time, I want to go and take them. I don't want to deal with the problems. I just want to go and take them on front to front and just pull the head off it and just kill them. These tablets are just, but it's no one. There's that many tablets out there. Not all of them can be right for the the right person, because some just make you feel. Some are just terrible. Some are what they do to you.
Well, I think I went through about 15, 16 medicines before I finally got on what one of them made me go blind.
Yeah, I'd say the ones I went, I tried to run an ex-girlfriend off the road in a taxi. literally chased her down the road in the taxi and then tried to while I was on the phone to like my girlfriend now being like, I'm going to kill her. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm meant to be on like medication here to calm me down, and they done everything that was the opposite. But it was again just another little life journey in the journey of life.
I mean, the one thing with the ECT, even though the electroshock, even though it did a lot of long-term damage, in the short term, because it like did it all at once, and so I didn't notice. So it calmed me down until the next one, and you know.
Isn't ECT basically just designed to shock your brain into forgetting the shit that's happened?
Yeah, I mean, I've had electrostimulation therapy to in the UK. I mean, it could be different in the UK to Australia to America, but ours is it's a stimulating way to alter your brain waves. It's meant to alter your sort of. What's
now, Neil, are you up for yours?
Oh yeah, my years are like I'm talking what?
No, I mean, were you awake?
Oh yeah. I was sitting there. I had all sorts of gadgets on me and the full fucking headgear, the lot. It just to me, it felt like someone was like tickling your head. Really, it was weird, but you did get a sense of it was like a real calm, like how to put it. You ever been sort of sitting by the beach and there's a word for it, and I can't remember what the word is, but there's a zone you go into when you're in a quiet spot or you're on a mountain or you're somewhere and you're sitting there and all of a sudden everything just becomes quiet. You can be sitting by the beach and the noise of the waves, they just tend to go, or you're sitting on the mountains and the wind and things like that. It just you go into the zone where everything's quiet. That's what it felt like for me. That's what I got. I got this real calm and I wasn't so euphoric, but I was in a good place. It put me in a place that I was like, this is where I want to be. You know what I mean? This is where I want to be. And then obviously they start talking to you, and then that's when I discovered that, you know, for me to get to that place again, that's what I described it as. So I basically then got into climbing and got into the outdoors, and my thing then was mountains and just disappearing up the you know, going for walks for, you know, hours and things like that, and going to places where there wasn't necessarily anyone about, but I was just me with my thoughts, and it was nice. And I think the outdoors cured me more. Oh, no, hell, not cured me. I wouldn't say cured. I would say the outdoors helped me more than actual tablets. Being in the outdoors.
Okay. Yeah. See, with us, they put us to sleep. We get put to sleep because they actually shock us enough where it sends our whole body into convulsion, but they give your body a paralytic, and it just is your brain that convulses, that goes into a convulsion, and it's because of the convulsion, it sets off a certain set of chemicals.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's literally like they zap you to convulse your brain.
Yeah, that sounds like a lobotomy.
I think that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, I still can't believe now, looking back in the day, that people actually, I mean, people still do lobotomies now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you think about it, that's what all medicate, like, you know, those operations that, you know, when they cut you open to, like, you know, to give you a heart transplant, or they cut, you know, they give you this medication. All that's just through, you know, going, I wonder if I cut if I cut them open here and I pull this out and I put that in, I wonder if they'll work. Everything was an experiment to begin with. That's why they call it a practice. It's not like, you know, we've got like hundreds of years worth of experience under our belt now, so we've got a better idea that works. But everything that's worked has come from all these, you know, centuries of not working and going, okay, well that didn't work. Let's try something else.
I'm out of here, guys. Have a great night. See you next time.
Yeah, I think we shall.
Girl.
I've got to be up early because we're gonna go and stream from the cathedral tomorrow. So this big that should be. And if you're about to tomorrow, Patty, I know Patty's still in the chat. I know I'm gonna do a stream live from the cathedral in Liverpool. So I think you'll enjoy that.
I've got painters coming over.
Lovely. So
not really, but such is life.
Yeah, well, all of you have a great one. Till next week.
Yes.
Keep fighting the good fight.
And you, and I shall end this with the goodbye stream. So if everyone wants to say goodbye, I shall close the live stream down, and when we can say goodbye and shake hands.
So long, farewell. It's time to say goodnight.
Oh, it's as Wiedersehen good.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Isn't that what the original lyrics were?